So we can't do 20 minutes without not knowing. Anyway, hi guys, welcome back.
But confirm we're live. Double check, because we were live last time, so we weren't. So tell us we're live.
Yeah, welcome back to another episode of Reviewing Strange New Worlds. It's episode 4, black and white one.
It's going to be great. But up to you guys entirely how we are on this. So be part of the conversation. Let us know what you think. Vote in the poll. We've done for a little while now to let us know how you feel. Because shit, we're a community thing. You know? I think that's fair to say. Do you want to be at the poll so people know what to vote in straight away?
No.
Okay then.
How would you rank this episode? Honestly. B, C, D, or F?
Yep, I did not give an A or B or... I did not give the higher options.
An S or an A you didn't give.
Yes. For a reason. But if you loved it, let us know. Let us know. I want to know. I want to know, Stuart. Alright, I'm going to start sharing. And everyone, let's say your thoughts while Stuart talks to you.
Hit that like button, everybody. Make sure that you're being part of the conversation in the regular chat. Feel free to super chat or PayPal in with your thoughts, comments, reviews, scores, criticisms, likes about this episode. Do all that. Make sure that you do all the things you need to do, like click the subscribe button, make sure you click the notification bell icon to do all that stuff. Click the links in the description of every video. There are links to the Teespring and the Dashery store. And yeah, do those things. Help us out in any way you can. I really appreciate that, and so does Sam, I'm sure. And we'll see about making this interesting review for a not interesting episode. Perhaps, maybe, kind of. Should be? I don't know. We'll see. I think I should move these as well. Just so I can, yeah, that's better. I'll move this one here. So. Yeah, that's much better instantly. Cool. All right. Well, those are moved. They don't look as good in person that way, but you know, better on camera. So do all the things you need to do, be part of the conversation. All is dust. Evening. Good evening.
Good evening.
And a very warm
There we go. All right. Cool. So yeah, the black and white one, the film noir, the Trek noir one. How was it in your mind? Go vote in the poll and be honestly, as Sam spelt. Sorry about all the spelling mistakes in the polls, but it's because Sam ends up making them, and I can't edit it, so it frustrates me, believe me. 18 of you here, 12 likes. Hit that like button, guys. Let's get those likes up to 20. We can do that instantly, I'm sure. Eager to hear what you guys think about this, and should be interesting talking about it. Ooh, Tab Extra throws in 100 krona, so thank you. And says, did I miss why the natives looked or were human? No, you did not. They didn't say. It's Star Trek.
Less good writing.
Yeah. Just the old trope. You know, everybody looking human.
All right, where's the old... Oh, and tune in Sunday. I'm sure Stuart said. For the drunkyards. That should be fun.
Yep.
So, Stuart, what do you think of Strange New World, Season 4, Episode 4? And how do you feel on multiple viewings now? Because we've reviewed it. I'll talk to you about how you feel now with all things going on.
Say it's the worst of the season by far, hands down. It's ugly. It's not well thought out. Lots of plot holes and problems with it. Lots of hand waving as to why things are the way they are. coincidences galore, and it absolutely gets worse and worse on each subsequent rewatch because I get more and more bored because I know it's not going anywhere. Looking for anything clever, any kind of lighting, any kind of camera angles that speak to a film noir style. There's only one that I can see, and that's when she's going down that long hallway. You got a little bit of a Dutch angle in one shot. Other than that, it's pretty flat, pretty bland. Uhura is probably the best part of it for me. Her moments were pretty good. Other than that, they totally ruined Core. It is Core. Go check Memory Alpha. There's Commander Core. They could have gave him a mustache and a bit of chin hair, you know, but no, they ruined him completely. And the actor they got for him, while being a good actor, does not have anywhere near the gravitas or punch that the Core would have. Doesn't have that kind of sleazy, slimy, very dangerous behind the facade feel of the original Core. John Colicos did that so well. And yeah, the B plot is basically non-existent, not necessary. It should have still been in color because the Enterprise was far away from the system, and as a result, the sun's radiation would be affecting it. But hey, what are you gonna do? You know, I'm actually surprised they didn't put the fucking opening credits in black and white. I expected them to. You notice there's two black and white scenes in those opening credits that are not in this episode. So it's like we're having a black and white episode this season. There's some like that Enterprise shot of it going across above would have been really cool, but no, it didn't get that. Just a massive disappointment, this one. Let's put it that way. That's my thoughts on that.
So you like it less than you did when we watched it, where you, let's be honest, as you saw it today, as you held your punches, you try to be more, you know, more neutral. But why is it that multiple viewings has turned you from a
I told you, it gets more boring. It just gets boring. There's nothing to look forward to. So you'll start looking for other things in the filmmaking process that make it special and unique. There's nothing. None of the film noir hallmarks are in this, except for maybe the hairstyles and some of the clothing and stuff like that. But it gets worse and worse because you know what's coming and it's nothing good. Yeah.
Anything that got better? If you're going to throw it a bone, anything got better from, because it is, you know, unlike most of us, it actually is a developing story. So obviously you don't know the twists until you've seen the episode. Does anything improve or anything better at all? Or name me something if you had to throw it a bone.
That got better? The fact I knew it was going to end in 50 minutes.
Oh.
It's not an hour long one. It's 50-minute long one.
So similar to the Last Jedi, it's good because you know it will end at some point.
Sure, yeah.
It's just hot garbage apart from that.
Yeah, other than that, nothing really got better for me. I still like the cityscapes and that Sky Captain World of Tomorrow steampunky kind of vibe. Those are pretty cool. But other than that, no.
Oh shit.
Thribs says also, how does an EMP disable the K7? I think you mean the D7. Well, it's in low orbit, as they established. So that's why. Only took out 80% of its systems, though.
Yeah, I doubt they had full shields at, you know, we're about to get attacked level. They're in a conquered planet in their own territory without any semblance of being defeated, so they wouldn't need shields up. They just need basic deflect shields. So just they were caught off guard because they weren't expected to be attacked. Yeah, that's right.
Necessity Guru throws in 10 euros.
Oh, thank you.
Says, what a derivative formulaic filled with plot conveniences. Yes, by no means the worst episode of Strange New Worlds or even this season. Forgettable, yes, but last week's episode revolted me on a visceral level. I would much rather watch last week's episode because it's more fun. There's more color. It's not as boring. It's kind of moving from scene to scene very quickly, and the scenes are different enough and clever enough that I enjoy it infinitesimally more than this episode. This episode is just dreary, dark, and ugly, and that's all I have to say about that.
Yeah, in that regard, what do you learn about Una and Benga or her in this episode? Whereas you learn stuff about Scotty, Ortega's, everyone in last week's episode. They actually had character to them. This one had... She didn't use her Illyrianness at all, or her intelligence at all. And Beggar didn't use his war criminalness at all. You know, and thingy, her new one language, great. Although it's amazing she can speak Klingon here, a dialect, but she doesn't know it in Star Trek 6. She forgets all of it.
That's explained.
Uh-huh.
To make the scene funnier.
But we've got a PayPal as well, Stuart, because PayPal's obviously will interrupt us, but... Oh, Thelo, do you vote if you don't watch it? I mean, sure, abstained, but, hey, fair enough. You do you, sir. Thanks for voting.
All right, let's see. PayPal, we've got from Olivia Julius, $5.
Hi, Olivia.
Let's remember that every instance of Star Trek have their good episodes and their bad episodes. Please don't judge Stranger Worlds by one episode. Here at Trekyards, we believe all Trek has ups and downs. Also, Sam, be prepared. Be prepared. Your liver will hurt this Sunday. Dun, dun, dun.
Well, it's more going to hurt this Monday, I think, to be honest. I think that's more how it works. And Thrib says, but surely the D7's protected by those sorts of weapons. Yes, but surely they would have had the ability to get D7 schematics or knowledge to be able to tailor a weapon against it, right? There's a carefully coordinated plan by an organization with a lady who's in the top ranks of the people, so they would know it would work. That's why they planned it that way, you know? So, otherwise they wouldn't plan it, right? Yeah.
So, Sam, what did you think about this episode, and what do you feel on our rewatch of it?
Yes.
Has it changed at all for you? Anything stand out to you as better this time?
And do you like our new color grading? Are you a fan?
Yeah, I saw it.
Yeah.
Nope.
Okay, good. $5, just not Stuart. $5, and I'll return it back to standard. Helped our contrast. I will caveat like I did in the review. I'm sure people like this episode. I'm sure people say it's their favorite episode if they love noir, if they've seen Casablanca, if they love Klingons, if they love Una. There are people in the audience who will love this episode for their own reasons, right? 100%. I'm not one of them, and for me, it is I have to be reminded of, but I still think it's the worst Strange Worlds episode for me. That's the caveat, right? Because if Strange Worlds is so all over the place in terms of your personal preference, because if you don't like dinosaurs, if you don't like musicals, if you don't, it just ruins audiences for each one in different ways, right? So I have nothing against noir or black and white, so it's nothing to do with that. It's the story, the structure, the pacing, the writing, characterizations, the coincidences, the B-plot, the backgrounds, the foregrounds, the acting, the casting. Those things I have problems with, not the actual black and white themselves. It's a couple of things, Stuart. A couple of things. A couple of core important things, I would say. It's just a weird one. Again, I feel like the director thought they knew what they were doing, but as an audience member watching it, it feels like a total failure across the board. And I would see these problems in the edit and try and work around them, or try and do new things, try and fix some things. And also the way they shoot these episodes clearly broke. It doesn't work in this format. Normally, if you were building sets per episode, you'd build them per episode. So you'd plan it, you'd build it, you'd design it, you'd film it, and you'd have real depth, real movement. But I would say every single scene in the bar, most of the shots look like absolute crap, because the LED wall creates a flat background, and it's all variants of grey, with midground pieces that are variants of grey, with two people in the foreground who are variants of grey, and it just looks like a mushy, boring, uninspired thing. If you're building it for black and white and noir, you'd have less set pieces so they all stand out more. You'd have more distinct set designs that actually have contrast than just saying, here is all this depth of a real location, as in a real cityscape, which was just too much, and then some spotlights. Like, that's not enough for noir. It's too busy, it's too mushy, and because of most of the episode, I'd say about 51% of the episode is mids or close-ups of people in grey costumes, in grey sets, talking in close-ups. It feels like nothing's happening, nothing's happened, and the scenes have no identity. There's a couple of identity, but I'd also argue they're poor in their own right. So I think across the board, I've heard the director is experienced in black and white filming, but it feels as if they're inexperienced. because it doesn't work to the format. And had they actually done an episode about a Klingon planet that was under subjugation, that would have been great. Or had they done just a noir episode and it actually been a detective story, would have been great. It's neither of those, and it's poor version because there's not even a single iota of detectiveness. Una stumbles her way into everything with no skill or talent, and then solves a problem by giving someone else a detonator. That's it. That is it. She has no skill or ability. And then the B plot, of course, Lan is now a worse character because she hides from her captain the truth in a not good justifiable way. Just poor. Hurts the character for sure. Makes me think less of her. And second watch as well. I mean, I was desperately looking for setups and payoffs. But I text you, the guy, first person they meet is the guy that murdered her. And nothing in his interaction with her in the first 3 seasons in says, I killed you 2 days ago. I have all of your possessions because I was in your office. I have your data card. I have all your stuff. As in, he would have access to it. I'm going to tell the Klingons because I know you're a traitor. None of the lines hint that, which means it comes out of nowhere and it feels terrible. Like, why wouldn't he have told his Klingon overlords? They'd have ransacked the base, found the information, and destroyed the rebellion in those 2 days. Why would he allow her, the head of the resistance, to unsupervised torture a resistance person and then commit suicide? You wouldn't ever do that. This person who you killed 2 days ago who knows you killed her. You just wouldn't do that. And so it's very poor setup for a payoff. It's very strange. It's just a failure across the board. It's kind of shocking, actually, how just a failure of TV it is. Yeah. But it's not bad. It's just a failure. Because I do think if you just took individual scenes and just watched them, they'd be fine, right? Like, the acting's fine for the most part. The scenes are fine for the most part. It's when you put them into a piece of, well, you should know better TV,
Yeah.
It's really odd.
Our images are in color again. Just so.
We hated it, so I changed it.
Oh.
All right, there you go, guys. That's our thoughts. Agree or disagree?
I agree with everything you said.
Mm.
And you should leave us in black and white until somebody pays $5 to colorize this.
Okay. Backward.
Yeah, so we start off with this whole thing. The Angelo 1, which is a probe, has drifted across the demarcation line into Klingon space. They have to go recover it. And because of this particular star that is giving off infrared black body spectra, it affects how they perceive color. That's the setup. So that's why everything's in black and white.
Fine.
And it makes it look like the Enterprise is right there beside the probe, which doesn't make a whole lot of sense. But
yeah. And I guess this solar system is cut up because otherwise D7 would be able to detect them and therefore be alarmed.
I just think the D7 is suffering from the same thing that the Enterprise sensors are, where the D7 blinks in and out. So that's why they couldn't detect the shuttle, maybe. Because later they're in visual range.
But I mean the Enterprise itself, because the Enterprise can detect the planets, you can see it in the thing, detect the shuttle, detect the Angelo, they can do comm later on, no problem, with the D7 right there. The Enterprise has no problem of detecting the system, so they're in that close enough range. Why can't the D7 detect them? Because radiation is dense. It should be either both are blocked or neither are blocked.
Mm-hmm.
And isn't it also still treason to send a shuttle over? Right?
Not to get your equipment, no.
But then couldn't you justifiably say,
if you get caught, yeah, just getting our equipment back.
Yeah, so still, well, yeah. But they could still, treason you, hang you. I know, so they're still breaking the rules from scene 1.
And Andy says, if y'all didn't like this, you're going to hate the next puppet episode, LOL. Well, I have a feeling that it's Trelane, first of all, he turns Pike into a puppet and not for the whole episode. I guarantee it's just for a short amount of time.
Now,
it'll be funny.
Andy, have you seen that episode? Please answer. Are you actually saying that because you've seen a screener, or you're just saying it because you don't like puppets? So be precise before I answer that.
It's because he doesn't like puppets. I bet.
I'm just let us know, Andy, because it's very distinct.
Andy says Voyager also did black and white. Yeah, and it was actually filmed to be in black and white, so things had more contrast. Things looked better. It was more simplistic set design that allowed for that black and white to look good, and that was just for a holodeck program. So
Yeah, it was
yes,
also very distinctly that was what they were doing. This is a happenstance. It happens to be in black and white. It's not because it's in black and white. That was the whole gimmick is black and white. This isn't a meta gimmick, or it is a meta gimmick. It's not a, you know, this has no reason to be. It's just because we want to do something different, which is fine, but you know, not the best. But yeah, Andy, reply to my question so I can answer you. Let me know. And also, so did they just, was it all they had to do literally was just to get close to the shuttle and tell it to move?
Yes.
So why couldn't the Enterprise do that?
They do. Well, that's a heavy cruiser going into Federation.
No, I mean from the other side, from further away.
They needed to be within a certain range, I would assume. They do have some dialogue here about that, where she was like, got the thrusters engaged on the probe, so.
But I did think it was a fun gimmick if she doesn't know the buttons properly because the colors are all gone. That when the buttons are so simple, it, you know, would have worked better in TOS, I think, because then it will just be jelly beans would have been black and white. But there's a fun idea. Or a hand waver, certainly. Hand wavy. And I really don't know why. I have no clue why. She specifically says closing the doors would help, which means would bring color back. So I was expecting them to return to color inside the shuttle because
yeah, me too.
They are being protected from the sun's light. They have their own artificial light, so the shuttle should now be in color. It should be instant swap, which would have been really fun to see them be able to have points. Like if they're in a bunker down below in the planet, they should be able to have such like they should have gone in color. It should be a world where there is color in various places. It's just natural light is not. So I was like, that doesn't. I mean, it's fine. Radiation gets to everything, but then you'd also presume polarize the ship to not do that. Why wouldn't you? I don't know. I thought that would be obvious, or maybe they thought they were in the script and didn't. I don't know.
As I said, certain forms of radiation, they permeate like solid objects. It doesn't matter what's in the way; it's going to affect you the same. So
then Una's wrong
with it.
She's a little smart Lyran, and guess she's wrong. Oh no, Andy's okay. Yeah, don't understand the premise of your question. Well, you said we're not gonna like puppets because we don't like this episode. But if you haven't seen the next episode, how would you know we're not gonna like it? Puppet episode of Angel is fantastic. The puppet scenes of SG1 is fantastic. Puppets and training could be done extremely well. I mean, this is the noir poorly done. Nothing to do with the next episode. Each episode is independent, so they wouldn't be connected. But that might be one of the best episodes because Trelane, there might be two scenes. It might be a whole episode. It might be, It's like saying, we're not going to like the one where Picard becomes a kid, because, no, it's great. See if it's done.
Well, Ray Ricks throws in a $10 PayPal, so thank you so much,
Ray! Welcome back from Vegas.
So some good things in this episode. Really enjoyed the retro futuristic noir vibe. Still continuing to get annoyed with the way people follow the chain of command. The cadet declines to do an analysis. Order them.
Yep.
Finally, the Imperial side of the Empire.
Yep, I made that point as well.
Yep. And Sesiguro 2000 throws in €10 and says, boom. I miss the old days of purely made-up technobabble instead of this here where they use real scientific terms with the wrong explanation. Black body radiation doesn't work this way. There you go.
I mean, you can't expect them to know better because it's still a Discovery people coming through. Yeah.
They get the probe sent over, and then Una's like, there's a proximity alert because the D7's in the way of their escape route. So what did you think of Pike's first line delivery?
Well, before we get to that, just briefly, I get the shuttles went down so they couldn't see the D7 from visual, but they were near the planet, so they would have been able to probably see a ship. They'd be looking. So if they didn't see the D7's a bit silly. The fact they can't detect it that close, the fact they can't detect them is a bit silly. But yet they can comm back to, like, D7 should be able to detect the comm signal back to the Enterprise. Because that's a long-range comm channel. That's a big power emission. I don't know why D7's not detecting them. If they can do a two-way comm, that means they've got clear signal. Doesn't matter. They don't care. Like, it would have been fine if they're in orbit, as we saw later. And why don't they just turn around? Why can't they just leave? They're not in their way. They just could just leave. I don't understand. Yes. Sorry, your question.
Before I get to that, Fetijin throws in €5.
Thank you.
This Klingon planet was not a strange new world because Vic already did it with Star Trek Continues. Love your season 4, episode 4 spoiler review. Thank you, Fetijin.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, so Pike's first line delivery here. It feels like it feels stilted, and it also feels like it was AI, both voice and face generated, because he's so off. Affirmative, we have the probe. You should wait out the D7 until we find a window of opportunity to bring you back. Land on Matar 12 and stay out of sight. The Federation cannot be here.
Wow,
His
Stuart, how
line,
did you nail his line read so perfectly?
I know, right? His line delivery was fucking awful. I thought, are they doing something film noir like just line delivery now? And it's the only bad line delivery in the entire episode, but it's so stands out, and it's just awful.
Well, Anson's a famously bad actor. Yeah, this was odd. The first time my brain clocked something and I moved on because, right. But I would probably be willing to bet $2.50 this is an AI reshoot, because this is the easiest possible thing to do. As in, they've already, because it's the most straight on front view, which means easy to generate. They've got plenty of reference of him. The dialogue is ADR. You can tell it's not the same as everything else. But because I watched the last scene and then I rewatched this one just a minute ago, so I've just seen Anson's acting for the last scene, where every line has nuance, there's pauses, there's character. This is not any of that. So I would be happy to say $3.99 that they got to the edit and they were like, oh damn, we never got this coverage. Okay, we'll use Hey Jen. No one notice. We'll synth his voice. It's fine. So I think it sounds like an AI, because the way, and even the way the bridge scenes, like until he's barely moving, feels like it's just stock footage from another episode. So I would probably say this is an AI. We just never shot this. It just seems odd because it would have finished making this episode a year ago. So we've had him in season 5 to reshoot this. But I guess the performance is too bad and dialogue is too weird. I would say it's AI.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, good. That's not just me then. Guys, if you're sick of seeing our review in black and white, because
you are
staring at black and white too long is kind of you can change it. A $5 super chat or PayPal will convert everything back to color.
It's magic.
Except for, of course, the episode.
Well, I can do one shot at a time. That's like... So then they decide the best way not to get discovered is to fly to one of their main cities and land nearby in front of everybody. Because in the CGI shot, they fly through the fucking city in front of everybody.
Yep. By the way, the shot of the shuttle going down with the lightning strikes is really cool. I like that. Really dramatic. That's one thing I do like about this episode. There you go. There's one.
I know they said the planet's quite well populated. There are going to be millions of acres of land where there's nothing around you for miles.
Yes. Yeah, go park the shuttle there for a while.
This isn't an insane Coruscant. So the second one's like, why the hell are you flying at the city? And the blimps are all seeing you. Like, people are gonna, what is that? And the Klingons are going to have sensors that are tuned to this environment to be able to detect a flying metal thing. It's entirely without logic. Now, they specifically say, well, we can't save the shuttle because of our life signs. But guess what? If that's the problem, they'll have automatic life signs detectors that detect non-humans instantly. So it doesn't matter if you're in the shuttle or out of the shuttle, you'll be detected. Yeah. So don't go out the shuttle. Just go. Well, what are you doing? None of this makes sense. It's entirely irrational.
All his desk throws in £5 and says, "Oh look, there's color." Huh. So I guess we're going back to color.
Oh my god.
Including the L-cars.
Okay. But do you know what I mean about the how does this make sense? It didn't occur to me the second time.
It's absolutely asinine. There's no reason for them to go to the city. They don't need to recover anything. There's nothing. They just have to hide from the D7 and the Klingon occupiers of this planet. So yes, why the fuck would you go to a major city?
Anything that life signs, then you're already fucked. because you're not this planet's people.
Yeah.
And if they say they detected something coming through the atmosphere, well, they're not going to assume it was a native population because they've been locked in. They aren't going to assume it's a Klingon because they know who's coming in. So they're going to assume it's someone else, which means they're going to be scanning for non-alien life and detect them instantly.
Okay. Here's
So
where they're going down. There's some
moronic.
interesting dialogue.
Okay.
Find us somewhere safe to land,
Yes.
Essen. Surveillance spotlight situated 1 click north by northwest. Recommend decreasing speed. Nyota. Scan for any unoccupied enclave. Yep. There aren't any. Atar has a populated urban environment surrounded by outskirt villages. Heavy Klingon presence mixed with the native population. It's a fully occupied planet. There will be nowhere to safely land. Bullshit. Go to the other side of the planet. There's got to be deserted areas of the planet. It's a planet. It's not a fucking county.
So this is the most highly populated planet in Star Trek history, right?
I guess so.
Definitionally, because there's nowhere on the planet, there's no one. Which means the Klingons with 1d7 and some local can successfully maintain dominance over 1 billion, trillion, quadrillion people. There's nowhere.
I know. It's fucking
it's moronic. Absolutely moronic. And it's funny because there's so many ways they could have made this make sense and they just didn't. They even didn't bother doing a landing sequence just because they don't know how they could possibly make it make sense. Where the hell are they landing? The residents around, if there's only buildings there, and they're landing in buildings, then people are going to say, "What's that?" and then go and investigate. So they've been discovered. They're not cloaking. They're not using sensors. They are discovered then, but they're not. But they must be in the city. They're not going to walk 100 miles. They've obviously landed in the city with blimps to walk.
And Thrib says it's not Coruscant. I'm well aware of that. I was making the joke.
Well, so did I.
Anyway, yeah, it would have been more sense if when they went through the electromagnetic area that detected a ship coming in, a shuttle, that they said that signal got sent to a processing facility in the center of the city. If we get there, we can erase that log.
Oh, yeah.
Have no evidence of us even being here. That would give them a fucking reason to go to the city.
Yeah, that's good. Or if they said, if we get down to the planet in the next 30 seconds, the signal won't finalize, and we can't leave at that point. Like there's a ping, and there's a delay, so we have to go like wherever we are. We're detained down. It's a city. We'll do it. It's fine. And then you hear someone say, "We're detecting a thing." I didn't even think about that watching it, but it's like that's absolutely insane. But then you get a nice city, and keep in mind, guys, they have spaceships, they have data cards, they have holograms, potentially holograms that could be Klingon. They have advanced technology. They're not a noir city. They have advanced future technology while also having non-future technology. They have spaceships. Keep that in mind. And
the very first line when they see them in the city gave me a lot of hope.
Yeah.
If this is a Klingon planet, where are all the Klingons? And I was like, thank God, we're going to get smooth-headed Klingons, a la TOS.
Well, we don't discuss something with Outsiders, Stuart.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought it would be one of those moments. And they had the perfect opportunity to do so, even if there's just a few of them, and still have ridge-headed Klingons.
Yeah. I mean, it felt like such an obvious thing in that we're in an Uncharted sort of story, and Benga's fought Klingons across the galaxy. So, let's assume Una's done. Whatever. So her are walking in, and they're walking through, they're in their clothes, and look around, and Una, maybe they'll try quoting, I'm scanning 50 Klingon life signs, and Una's like, but I see no Klingons, and then you quote Worf, no, the bartender, Meg's like, over there, and over there, it's just people.
Yeah.
It's like, what do you mean?
With armbands.
These are the augment Klingons. Wait, so we don't know who we can trust? No, we really can't. And then, that would have been incredible. And then you had such texture of, well, who's a Klingon, who's not, Nope. But they just decide to stand in the middle of a town, not knowing anything about the society, not speaking the language, not knowing the culture, not having the accents, having their own racialness. Who says there's black people on this planet? We don't know, right? Who knows? Just standing in front of everybody discussing the place. Yeah, it's fine. It's like, okay, sure.
And then they run into the one person that
One
ironically
person.
killed her doppelganger. So they landed on a planet that has her doppelganger in this by the city that has her doppelganger, and then meet the person
In the
that killed her
street.
doppelganger. The odds of that are astronomical, and they hand wave it later with an Mbonga line saying, "It's surprising we don't meet more of our doppelgangers." I remember a quote from McCoy.
Oh, yes.
I don't know exactly, but in all the galaxies,
Mhm.
in all this galaxy, there's only one of each of us. Don't destroy the one named Kirk, but he goes through like the uniqueness of individuals.
Mm.
And yeah, you can have a doppelganger, but as we'll point out later, when they find her doppelganger, the hair is exactly the same, styled the same, the makeup is exactly the same, include little
Age is
wings,
the same.
the little wings on her eyes. It's all exactly the same. I like Sam's idea, whereas when Roman meets her here, if he would have said, "Oh, do you do something different with your hair?"
Since I
And
murdered you?
he's like, "Oh yeah, I just thought I'd try something new." And when we see her doppelganger, she's got blonde hair or something.
Mm-hmm.
Because the exactness of the doppelganger is absolute bullshit.
Most TV shows make a huge point of making the obvious things that they can just give the actor difference to do that, because it hurts the story otherwise. But just back to this chap. They said the planet is a city, and they walked in just randomly to a random place with no direction. Why is this guy here, the murderer? There's a zero chance of this. And given that he killed her, he knows for certain that she was the leader of the resistance. He knows for certain where her base is. He knows for certain where all of her information certain is. He knows for certain that she was going after the plans for the base, because he would have looked at the data card, he would have searched the whole room. Why is he playing this game with her? Who he killed, who he put in an ice bath. He killed. I mean, even if you think she came back to life, you'd instant and then be like, "Oh, I'm wary of this." You would trick her with a question that only she knows the answer to, and then point the gun at her and say, "Get on your ground."
Well,
This wouldn't happen.
that's the other thing. Who are these people?
Yeah,
We had word of a mysterious shuttle landing near here.
yeah.
And now you're with strange people.
What a coinky dink.
Yeah.
It's really difficult. Actually, it's a really difficult episode to talk about, because if they don't care about consistency and logic, and of course the argument is TOS did it as well, and it's like, well, if it wasn't right then, it's not right now. It doesn't mean I'm going to give it a pass. But it's just they're not even trying. It's really difficult, man.
Yeah. So these are new recruits.
Yep.
Why didn't I know about that? It's not your information to know. So I agree with Ahura later. Because Mbonga's like, "Oh, she's used to pretending to be somebody she's not."
Yeah.
But you're not. And Ahura's like, "Yeah, but she's pretending to be somebody that they know very well. And with no information, no context as to how the other person acts. No knowledge, no memories, nothing. So yeah, it's actually quite dangerous. Despite the fact that she has pretended to be somebody she isn't for most of her life, you're trying to be somebody specific."
Well, I mean, she still is Una. She's just not showing her superpowers. She never pretended who she was, and she was hiding a part of who she was. It's not quite the same thing. But at the very least, it should have been him saying, "What happened to your voice? Oh, I've got a cold," because she would have a different accent. Like, then you get an accent for where you're born. So you're genuinely telling me that the Illyrian accent from her colony is the same as this planet's native colony accent? Because that's what you're telling me. Because if you came to me, Stuart, with a different accent, if you suddenly were American, I would say something. Right?
I don't know.
Apparently no. Laughable. And look at these backgrounds. They're just messy, grey nothing. I mean, this is one of the better scenes, in fairness, but it's just muggy, messy nothing. It doesn't look good.
And Sesiguru 2000 throws in €5.
Thank you much.
There was a line stating that she put herself in the cryopod as a last attempt to survive, so he's just surprised she survived the poison. Yes, there's that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I thought you shot her.
No. No.
Boy, it's that shit episode. I didn't even catch how they did it after
Yeah.
watching it twice. Okay.
So he could literally be like, really thought I killed you, but I
Okay,
guess
that
not.
helps. But the fact that was so poorly communicated
Yeah.
is the episode's fault, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay. Still.
Um. So yeah, we get the classic pub type scene, and we see a prisoner. Oh, and the arm badges from Klingon occupied planets. She's like, how many Klingon occupied planets have you been on? Zero. Uh-huh.
There's two good lines the whole episode. That's one of them. And
Yeah.
Scotty's Trapped Transporter Buffer is worse than Death line. Those are the two best. There's the two only good lines the whole episode. They're like properly good lines.
Yeah.
So there we go. We got 1 out of 2.
But yeah, she tells them to leave. She's going to question her and get the information that they need.
And it's definitely smart to leave the head of resistance talking to a resistance spy unsupervised.
Well, they don't know that she's the head of the resistance, so
Yeah, they do. Yeah, because in the
know.
end, he's like, you trust your resistance more. I guess he could think there's a member of it, but that's not the way that I inferred that. Boy, the episode's not good at giving information, is it?
No. Then Umanga gives her a little bit of advice as to if you ever need to pretend you're somebody you're not, use your first name and then the name of somebody dear to you so you don't forget. And that's good if it's a quick, you need to come up with something really quick. It's not good to use your first name or anybody that you're associated with as a rule, because that can all like point to you eventually. But if you get caught off guard, I like that. That's why in our review I was like, I'm Captain Cockings.
I was just Bill, because then they can't track me, right? They don't know who I am. Yeah. I'm guessing that when she gives the name later, it's where Mbenga's from.
Because no, it's his daughter's name.
Oh, okay.
I'm pretty sure it's his daughter's name. It's the only one that makes sense to me.
Okay, because I had no idea what they're on about, so I was like,
yeah, Nikuru. I will check. Yeah, pretty sure.
Because that sounds Africanish to me, so I assumed it was where he was born.
Me too. I didn't know until like earlier today. I thought, oh, it's probably his daughter.
Yeah, that's a fair plan. Fair plan. But yeah, and then Una sort of interrogates the lady. I mean, I'll give Una credit, right? The balls on her to interrogate somebody in a planet that you don't know, the people you don't know, in a language you don't know, in an accent you don't know, in a politics you don't know. You don't know there's a rebellion. You know nothing about this, and yet you're confident enough to start interrogating this woman and asking her questions.
Yeah,
boy.
Rukia is his daughter.
Right.
Nikuru. Yeah.
Yeah, very ballsy of her. And I thought I would have thought the spy lady would have, again, she knows the lady's a spy person, would have not played coy, would have tried to get the information quicker. Because only halfway through the conversation she says, what are you talking about? So, well, this is important. Maybe tell her quicker, and I don't know, like you're trained to do. I don't know. It's meant to be a reveal, but she wouldn't play it that way if it was real.
Yeah. Yeah, here's the whole conversation about doppelgangers. This is just a stroke of luck. Surprised we don't run into doppelgangers more often in this universe. What? Also, the doppelganger is the exact same age as you. Like, it's just.
Yeah. Also, remember, Una's Illyrian, so all of her age, her strength, her everything is defined by that. So she's only in this physical fitness because she's a Starfleet officer with Illyrian DNA. So even the same age woman would look and feel different. They're not being as built as an Illyrian. Oh my goodness. All right. Then cut back to the Enterprise, which is also in black and white, because why not? And
La'an and Spock are doing stuff in the science lab with the probe.
Well, the black box, I assume.
Oh yeah.
This is another thing I text you about. They open up, and she sees a detached chip, but they
Yeah, this is stupid.
explicitly
I thought this was stupid too.
say that Chapel mid beam takes the data off. It never rematerializes because they have fully knowledge of when and where. So why would a mid pattern buffer pre-materialized probe's data chip be dislodged
Wouldn't be.
while it was data in a pattern buffer?
Probably got dislodged when they set it on the table and
Yeah, well, exactly.
Shuck loose.
Like, I'm actually fine with it saying it got dislodged while it was hurtling towards Klingon space. The fact that it's the data card that gets damaged, this happens to be wiped, is that's not how it's presenting it. But again, you're meant to think, oh, there's a Klingon spy, which in fairness would have been cool. Because I was expecting Smoothhead, the guy from Trials and Tribulations, I was expecting that sort of like, oh, we're hinting this. We're doing this.
Yeah, Arn Darvin.
Yeah, I was expecting a Klingon spy. Like, oh, Kojak was the Vulcan. That'd have been ballsy. This new character happens to be a Klingon spy. That'd have been classy. You know? But this literally can't work. Because they say explicitly, we know when it was beamed, how it was beamed, we have full records. The only time it could have been affected is mid-transport, which is going to be, what, 3 seconds? So Chapel had to have it ready, press it the second it was beaming, it find and delete information in the beam, and then delete the records of a beam, and then it somehow dislodges. It's entirely just not logical.
Yeah, I love how Spock is kind of doubting La'an too. Like, he doesn't just go along with her because they're knocking boots. He's even disagrees with her full on later. Yeah, they go to Pike, and Pike's like, hey, you're Master Chief of Security. If you think something's up, deal with it. And it takes a sip from his very nice coffee mug.
And he acts better all of a sudden. It's crazy.
I am Captain Pike. It's actually better from last week. Oh, I'm in USS Captain Pike.
Yeah. And it's funny because when you don't know what's going to happen, I was very for a Klingon spy. So I was like, yeah, this would be a cool subplot. Watch it a second time. And also, given that Pike explicitly gave Ortigas and Scotty permission to do something sneaky around the same time, you would think he'd be more clued into maybe it's that. Or, you know, or something, because like you're also doing something dodgy right now, Mr. Pike, secretly against regs.
Yeah. Speaking of regs, there's 41 of you here, and the regulation is to hit the like button while you're here. We only have 25 likes, though.
What?
So fulfill your duty.
Yeah.
Read your contract. Hitting like is not optional.
Yeah.
Mandatory. Hit the like button, and also super chat or PayPal in with your thoughts, comments, questions, observations, reviews, all the things of this episode.
And if we're being too harsh, you can call us out and make Stuart, because you're the reader, read that call out. As long as it's not disingenuous. Don't just make them say things they don't think. You know, if you have real opinions.
Look, we got a PayPal for $5.
Oh, there you go.
Sam is the worst person ever and should shut his mouth. I don't know who that's from. So you can make me read that, is what I'm saying.
Is there a spy that instead of this super chat around before?
Maybe.
I feel like someone interfered with that mid credit card.
Probably, yeah.
Suspicious. I should send La'an on
you. Anyway, back on the planet.
Yep.
Still talking to this lady, and yeah,
she has
don't hurt me. I have a family.
She has the EM pulse signature that will EMP the ships.
Yeah, the frequency modulation.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have a question.
Oh, and then there's the high-pitched tones as well.
Yes.
Only the Klingons can't hear. And I didn't realize it went off before the door opened.
Yes.
So.
Yeah, I will say I did like that. Because even if it's not the most useful thing in a colonized world, the fact that it gives you a 2-second head start before Klingons appear is still to brace you, so they can't just barge in. Hands up there! You know, you have 2 seconds of warning. That's alright, you know, I do like the plotline. But yeah, my question is, where is the EMP device? Because they steal the trigger, not the EMP device. So where is the EMP device, and why don't they just turn it on?
It's in a locker. That's where she goes later to get it. But we don't see her take it out of the locker. We just see her swipe the door. And then she's got it. And her line is, I just got this over locker.
Oh, so when she says the free, oh, so they actually steal the EMP as well. Because
Oh,
all she takes out of it is a detonator, but she's already okay.
Starfleet Sahal. You
Hey,
all
did
know
turn
him. He
up.
says, "Yo, Trekyards crew, listening in the car, so can't be in the chat, but wanted to say, yo, welcome.
Yes,
Drive
he.
safely."
Oh, we do that. Yeah, he said he really liked this episode, or at least did like the episode. I said my least
Yeah,
favorite, and he was like, "Oh damn."
yeah.
Yeah, so it was a Klingon EMP that they stole, that Una stole, but she really just left it in the armory, and then she triggered it remotely in the armory.
I guess doesn't make any sense to me. Also, why not just set it off? Why wait for somebody to go through a
Yeah,
checkpoint?
I mean, fair, and maybe you could argue the security system of the armory would lock it down, so you wouldn't be able to get out and get caught. That's fine, but I feel like the resistance would be happily to have somebody who would do that, especially if you
Mm,
know exactly where it is in all the diagrams. You could easily have an escape plan. Easily have an escape plan. And given
mm.
you're about to EMP a ship, do you really care if you shoot some Klingons? They're gonna like bomb the planet anyway as
Oh,
punishment.
speaking of shooting Klingons,
Oh,
did you
good.
notice they have Discovery Klingon rifles?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Kind of pissed me off, but
Yep. Well, it saves budget.
well, they did in the zombie episode too. So,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
um, but then we get the reveal of Commander Core from Errand of Mercy and the animated series Time
Oh
Trap.
shit. I just noticed he's got an actual Datag. Actually, a pretty close one. Oh shit. Well, it's already open for some reason, as if they didn't realize that the open configuration is the secondary function.
Mm.
Huh.
But yeah, so Commander Core, a direct descendant of Kalis the Unforgettable.
Mm-hmm.
We never met, but he's known for being a sharp and political. Also, find out later that he's in the Imperial house from an Imperial house.
Yep.
But yeah, this is not the same core. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Oh,
Lots
yeah.
of reasons. We already covered that.
Well, we haven't here, but yeah, it's fair to say, had they wanted to actually make us think this was really core from TOS, they'd have hired someone who sounded, looked, acted, or felt like him. So I'm very happy to say they didn't. This was just some actor they hired. Then they change it later in post or something to be core. I can't imagine this was intentionally core because he doesn't act or feel the same. He's also missing the Klingon teeth, and various things are, important for Klingons. So he doesn't have the look or feel. So I'm just different Klingon. I think Memory Alpha's wrong because they're just taking
Yeah,
it
I do
literally.
too. I don't like
Like
the
it
fact
just
that
seemed like, as you point out, it seems racist to assume there's only one Klingon out of 100 billion Klingons who's named Core. There's gonna be millions, thousands of people named Core, so there's no reason to think it's the same
oh,
Core if it doesn't actually look the same.
Andy Who says, "Okay, you convinced me to lower my grade to a C, but I still think 'twas a beautiful episode and makes for good screenshots."
A couple of shots are nice,
A couple of shots are nice, yes.
but most are not. Most
Could
are.
be disco verse core, yes. Yeah, oh yeah.
I
Not
mean,
prime time.
like when they overdo Una, that's fine. Like I know you're not live with me, Stuart, but this shot, like, it's just a black background. There's nothing nice here specifically. This is just a lady overlit and then mucky green and grey and black behind it. There's nothing. These aren't nice shots. They're just mucky.
Yeah.
There's nothing happening, right? This shot is just background busy, mucky grey, and something. There's it's not got the true art of the noir. This shot is just bright and mucky, but with white mucky. Like these are not good examples, but these are constant, right?
Ray Ricks throws in £5 and says the EMP device is the overload of the barrier checkpoint triggered by detonator. Oh, okay. So it has to pass the barrier to overload the checkpoint barriers to create the. That makes some sense.
So a very small checkpoint scanner has enough power
No,
to be.
they're all linked together around the city. Is what I think he's saying. That's a barrier.
But why would the internal checkpoints be linked to the outer barrier?
It is maybe an outer barrier. I just think that it's using the systems of the barrier to create the EMP is what he's trying to say, I think.
It's a strong stretch. It'd be fine if all the tech, but it actually formed a ball of which then hit like that. That's a lot of energy to also do decimate a D7. Yeah, that's a real stretch. Possible, but they do not explain that in any way. They talk about a detonator for an EMP, the EMP being a preset device, how they express it in the episode.
And when you see it detonate from above the D7, it's a centralized spot.
Yeah,
So it's not like it's the barrier around the city that.
yeah. There's no yeah. I do think when they design these uniforms, they design them exclusively for black and white, because to have the shiny reflective, it doesn't look Klingon at all. But it works in this context as it's black and white.
Mhm.
But they just feel like
I like the
Romulan.
armbands.
Yeah,
But to me, they look like they're silver, not gold. Somebody was
yeah.
saying last night that they thought they were gold.
I
To me,
saw them
they
in
look
silver.
silver.
Huh?
Yeah.
But I had just said, sadly, it'd be great to see Legacy Klingons, but he's an absolute nothing burger. And to me, this shot looks Romulan. Um, in that he's got shoulder pads, he looks like he's wearing ornate. I want to see like a Romulan emblem here. The hair could be Romulan. I don't know. The ridges are the ridges aren't core, so he's not core by just by that. But yeah, why has he not got a nose piece? Why has he not got teeth? And why has he not got facial hair? It's like they're just not trying, which seems odd because they have a reference.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like they just shoot themselves in the foot. Because we as the audience can only review what we've been given. But if they shoot themselves in the foot, then what do you want us to say, right? But as a Klingon generically, not bad. I just wish he was named Calc or Jaw or Ugh.
Or Krill. Oh wait a minute, that's the Orville.
Yeah. Yeah, he would have
Oh, we
got
get.
he would have got a B from his a Klingon, like solid B, like
Mhm.
but as core D minus.
So the captured lady takes a cyanide pill,
Mm-hmm.
essentially kills herself. Well, it's not a cyanide; it's alkaloid toxin from the Borgia plant, which I love. That's a good little reference. It ties back into the man trap
Mm-hmm.
because oh look, there's a part of the Borgia plant in his mouth.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, nice little call out.
Mm-hmm.
And then Nivette or
Mm-hmm.
Una meets Core.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh, you've returned.
Thank God my lieutenant didn't tell me that he killed you, or that you're a traitor, or tells
Yeah.
me now. Thank God, because he doesn't know at
No,
any point.
I'm
So
not even sure Roman knows because it's so confusing as to what anybody knows at any given time in this episode. It's not very clear.
I guess if all we know is that he poisoned her, and she didn't die, but the reason for poisoning her would still be in place.
Yeah. Well, he does give a reason. He says, "You never took me seriously." Well, we'll get there when we get there.
Yeah.
I don't think it was any big picture thing. It was just yeah. Uh, annihilate these remains. Traitors deserve no glory. I love that
Mm-hmm.
too.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is bad. Oh, a regarded member of the imperial family is Cord, is what manga says.
Which I do wish they hadn't done, because it sort of slightly devalues him as a character, in that I always thought he was a really good officer. That's why I became a Dahar Master. But this kind of makes me feel like he was given Dahar Master because he was at a better school, because he was a part of the Klingon royal family. It just makes me feel like he earned it less, and that was a big part of his character, and you've just sort of hurt it, in my opinion, for an entirely unnecessary reason. It's not like him being that does anything. Also, why didn't Mbenga try and kill him? But Mbenga's a war criminal, bloodthirsty Klingon murderer. If you've got a chance to kill a really high-profile Klingon, well, there's no reason they're gonna, like, they don't know you're here as Starfleet. Why wouldn't he try and kill him? I don't know. I feel like he would at least mention it, because this is what he does. He murders Klingons. I don't know.
Yeah. Next scene, we got a checkpoint, and Uhura basically gets arrested because they somebody didn't have their ID, and they went going to shoot him. They did shoot him, and she
Yep.
jumped in. I like Mbaga saying, "No, we can't do anything for her if we get arrested too." It's kind of nice, but a little suspicious with the way they did it. If I was a Klingon officer, I'd be like, "Well, you guys, what are you doing?" because it's like right there.
Yeah, I mean, a sentry's job is to look. So he would have noticed that, you're with our top lieutenant. Who are you? But he doesn't clock that he's with the top lieutenant of the Klingon people here, even though they're standing next to each other.
Yeah.
He's a very unobservant Klingon.
Oh, scrolling through these pictures, it's hard to find where the fuck you are.
Hey, the Klingons look good though. That isn't core. I mean, I like when I see a non-main guy. That's a guy guy's got great ridges, great hair,
Yeah.
perfect Klingon.
Then they wander off. We got a good. This is a good film noir shot with the bright lights
Yes.
behind the window and the silhouettes.
In general,
I like
these
that.
these shots the most noir the whole thing. Yeah, meet in dark alley vibe. Yeah.
Yeah. But they meet the bartender. Jalem is his name.
Who I didn't clock in the first scene, so I didn't. It was no reveal to me.
I thought he looked kind of odd, and I was like, he's probably going to be important. Sure
okay.
enough. Yeah.
I was like, who's that? Oh, thanks for telling me who you were. I didn't know, because why would I?
Yeah. He says, I'm relieved you're safe. The resistance would be lost without its leader. This is where we find out she's the resistance leader.
And important to say it in front of everyone.
Well, we got 55 votes in the poll right
now. I was just thinking that as well.
And we've got 48 people here, 34 likes. Guys, hit the like button. Let's get up to 45 likes. We can do it. You can do it.
But let's see what the results are, because I have more poll ideas, maybe. The results are, and we ask you honestly, please be honest, it's not a reactionary thing. How would you rank this episode? Our first F of the season at 42%. Second best is C at 24%, B at 20%, and D at 15%. So that is a strong majority. Do not like it. Well, I mean, hate it. F is not dislike it.
I'm also setting up a goal of 10 super chats of $5 within the next hour.
Yeah.
Let's do it. So put in your thoughts, comments, reviews, scores, whatever.
Yeah.
As you
guys know, super chats how we fund the channel, and we do a lot of our content at a knowing loss because viewership isn't good on YouTube and worst it's ever been kind of thing, because for loads of people, so 4 hours I've had to review 369 views. That's absolutely terrible, but you guys fund us by this way so we can do the content. If you watch, you can enjoy it. So support the channel and keep getting content that you want. Matters. Thank you.
Sesagura 2000 throws in €5
and
says, I think all the Redux TNG style Klingons seems to have human teeth. Jaden in Academy had human teeth too. Yeah, but he's also 900 years in the future. So who cares?
Presumably he's bred with non-Klingons.
Yeah.
He's the one that could have them without any sort of thinking about it.
Yeah. And yes, the odd Klingon here and there does have normal teeth, and it's kind of an obvious mistake in the part of the makeup department, or the actor just didn't do well with them, so they took him out. Yeah,
at the end of the day, you got which might be this guy's where he just couldn't do the lines with the teeth, but he could have a small prosthetic. It just reeks of either they don't care, they haven't paid attention, or they would rather do it their own way at the. But no, decent-ish scene, just a bit odd. It's out in the open, and again, Una and just walks in and pushes Hannah to her. She's not doing any sleuthing. There's no skill. There's no talent. She did a blag, even though her personality is entirely different to this other lady. Again, no accent, whatever. And this would have been a great moment, honestly. Let me just see if I can rewrite the episode for a moment, Stuart. Imagine if right now this man has said, "You are not insert name." "Yes, I am." "What is my name?" "Da-da, my real name." "You are not her. Who are you?" And now we start the story for real, right? The first third was the setup. And I say, I need to have you as a figurehead, as is often the conceit, right? You look identical, this is absurd. We already found your shuttle, explaining how that was obviously found, because he's able to get the documents for Una and for her really easily. So they're obviously a very well established organization. He should know who she was and how she acts, right? There's no way she can fool him, really. And then we go to good
hold on.
scene, boring.
All His Dust throws in £5 and
Oh,
says,
God.
"Not the worst episode for me because I don't like musicals, but it was a bad episode. Fair enough."
I think the
And
songs are pretty good. The pacing's pretty
and
good.
Ray Ricks throws in €5 or £5, sorry, and says £5 just because.
Pretty
So
good
it's
reason.
2 towards our goal. We only need 8 more. Guys, come on, let's
Hey,
do it.
I like just because.
We also we also have a PayPal of $5
Thank
from
you.
BJ. He says, "Might not be here at the end, so I'll give my score
Yep.
now.
Please
7
do.
out of 10 for Stranger Worlds and New Trek. I enjoyed the black and white, even if it could have been done better. Jess Bush looked real film noir in the sickbay scene. I
Mm-hmm.
like the La'an B plot. Yes, it's got big issues. For modern sci-fi, it's only a 3 out of 10 for me.
Mm.
Yeah, I didn't like the B plot. It's a nothing burger.
Sorry, what B plot?
Exactly.
You know, it's funny. I would kind of love people who like this sort of media to go back and watch Babylon 5. You know, like properly written storytelling and see the difference. You know, it's like, yes, the VFX are 25 years old, but it's like that's how you write TV and sci-fi. You know, there's such a tangible difference in quality that they just cannot reach the quality of good sci-fi, and that's, you know, fair enough. But they can't, as in this episode, just can't do it.
Yeah. Jay Donaldson says Core has human teeth and Errand of Mercy. Of course, he also had a smooth forehead, so yeah, because he was a smooth-headed Klingon. Here he's not, so he goes from this to smooth-head back to the ridges for Deep Space Nine, and the ridges is just ridge reconstruction surgery. It's just something that
He
they
really had
offer.
no teeth. That's surprising. I feel like he'd had some sort of teeth. Let me go
An
look.
Errand of Mercy.
Yeah, these dirty teeth.
Yeah, they're probably dirty, but
Let me go look. I mean, if he had none in TOS, then that fixes that. But his ridges are different. He has ridges. I mean, that just means what happened to him in the next 4 years to augment virus himself. Maybe this event made him look so stupid that the Klingon Empire gave him the augment virus and moved his ridges in. Oh, that's kind of a fun story. Moved his ridges as a punishment, and then only 3 years later he was able to gain the you know. See, that is actually quite a fun season 5 plot if he comes back and has no ridges, same actor. Wouldn't mind that. Boy, if that's the setup, guys, you've done a good job, but I don't think that's what you're doing here. Because this is the perfect time to introduce smooth-head Klingons. Just the perfect.
yeah, he does
chance.
have human teeth in Errand of Mercy. He smiles like this, and you see the teeth, and that's fine.
But you shouldn't have both. You should have one or the other. Ridges and bad teeth, or no bad teeth and no ridges.
Yes. Ray Ricks throws in another £5
Oh my God.
and says, "Oron could watch The Expanse for good storytelling." Just saying. Or one could watch The Expanse for good storytelling. Just saying, yes.
There is that.
All right. So next up is the
You always betray your friend.
interrogation scene. Is the stream good on your end? Because I got a spinny circle on my end.
Still streaming, no drop frames, and let me bring up to. I think so. Yeah.
Okay, good. Anyways, so yes, the interrogation scene of Uhura. I like this scene. Again, he doesn't give off Errand of Mercy core vibes at all, but fine.
I mean, he isn't
like
Terran of Mercy core yet.
Yeah. I love their little Rorschach tests with the ink blot thing. I love that they have a little Starfleet Delta style thing. It's a good play on the Klingons' part.
And her way of bullshitting through it is great. No issue. You know,
Yeah.
never technically lying until she has to, but then actually, you know, it's great. It's good.
I also love one of his lines. He says, "Please understand my interest in the matter. I have great admiration for your enterprise." Which she goes, "Eh?" But he's meaning an enterprise of, yeah. The work you do feigns nobility, but it is misguided. Yeah. I just love that little hiccup in her expression, like, what the? Oh. Yeah.
Yeah, these scenes are in general good. which is great. It's just visually, they're just like, how do we make it? How do we spend as little money as possible? We're just gonna make a frame, and we always black and white. So we're just gonna put light in the frame. As I said to you earlier, this should have been in a Klingon ship with the Klingon art design to kind of give it some extra sense of character, because this is an empty set with no art design or character. So for me, visually, it's absolutely horrible. Editing wise, it's nothing interesting because nothing to look at. And she sells it and he sells it. But it's proving the flawed nature of black and white a little bit, because it just removes all of the... If you take out all the visual and only give the performance, and that's only good, you can only reach so high, right? Whereas if you're in a Klingon set, you could have had the consoles and all different contrasty bits, and maybe even a window. I mean, I don't know. You could have had some really fun stuff, because they're potentially warp capable species. There's no issue of them. And they kind of, it's not a mind sifter, but it's mind sifter-esque, so I'm happy with that.
Yeah, the mind scanner they call it, which is good.
And back to the bar, which again is just muddy. I mean, look at this shot. It's so noisy. There's just muck. You don't do frames like this, let alone noir. It's just muck on screen. It's all the same stuff. It's really bad.
Yeah, and this is where they're talking about the tones that the Klingons can't hear. So they're setting up that's a new piece of information for Klingons that we learn now. They can't hear high pitched tones. Okay. Oh yes, then they talk to the bartender guy. They're talking about her ID card. It's like, not safe to keep it in your office. You need to carry it with you from now on.
So once again, the plot is giving them information.
Yeah. Once you get your ID card, bring it back to me, and I'll be able to forge her another one.
Oh, is that what he says?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even catch him saying that. I just thought,
but
go to your office and don't lose it.
You do see one of the bartenders scoop a ID card from one of the Klingon pockets. But it's enhanced security now, so gotta look out.
Yep. Makes sense.
Let's see exactly what he says here.
I mean, they're quite a good operation. They've clearly been planning this for a while. And given, I assume all this happens in one night, right?
Yeah.
Because there's
I would think so.
There's no sense there's no sense that there's only a night cycle. So it's all one night, which means all of the spaceships that take off at the end are currently manned, fueled, ready in landing pads. So they're that prepared to leave within an hour or two, or 3 or 4. So they're really good. They're a strong damn resistance for a planet of 100 trillion and unlimited cities and bullshit.
Yeah. So here's what he says. He's like, "Did you get into the plant?" She's like, "No, it's too dangerous. That's why I need her." "Oh, she's your inside contact. Bring me your card and we will get her out. And you'll need this if you're going to be seen with her," which is the armband. So I don't know what that means specifically. "Go get your ID card and we'll get her out."
Okay.
Unless they're unrelated. "Go get your ID card so you have it on you and we'll get her out."
I thought that. But then also in a little bit, for some reason later they say, we've all got, since Hero's got our ID card, we can all leave. But then Benga never got an ID card. He got an armband, but an ID card, so he shouldn't be able to leave.
Yeah. Ray Ricks throws in another £5.
Oh.
And says, "Spider Noir showed you can do good noir from colored footage." Yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking that one. I haven't seen it yet, but I was thinking of there's a direct parallel with that.
Also, that's 4 of the 10 towards our goal of 10 $5 super chats. So if anybody wants to throw any more in and hit our goal, that'd be amazing.
It all matters. Thank you, Ray. Did you have a good Vegas? Let us know.
I was following his exploits with much excitement as he posted images.
Yeah, well, yeah, I saw your pre Vegas go around. I was like, yeah, you go, Ray.
Yeah. But back to the Enterprise, and this is where here you got a good ear for this kind of thing. Listen to the transmission. No, I'm busy. I'm helping Spock.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm your superior. It's the fucking order.
Well, she doesn't say
But
that
no,
though.
no, she plays on her like, um, that's what's the word?
Ego.
Yes, there you go. Thank you.
That's okay. You're so smart. Don't worry.
You don't have to stroke my ego. Yeah. Anyway. So she determines there is something going on with the transmission, and I can, however, trace the origin if that is a benefit. And Lon's like, yes, it is.
Yep.
Which leads her straight to Scotty and Ortega's.
Yep. Really easy.
And that's all an order from Captain Pike because
Yes.
the sensor readings are scrambled because of the radiation. So they have to use this two-way signal between the probe and the ship to be able to track the Klingon ship better. Blah, blah, blah.
Don't know why that wouldn't be
And-
official, given it's super crucial, but
Yeah. And Cuban sandwich, which sounds really good. Really want to get one now. Ever since I heard that, I was like, shit, I haven't had a Cuban sandwich in forever.
yeah, I was just surprised with this Vulcan scene. I liked her fine, but doesn't La'an outrank Spock?
I think so.
Because
Yeah.
she's lieutenant, isn't she? Lieutenant commander.
Yeah, I think so.
So she can countermand his orders instantly, and she's also head of security, which out rolls Spock because security outdoes science. So
Yeah.
just say I order you and the scene's done. And also, what's the science emergency? Because she said it was like a crucial emergency. What is the science emergency?
Maybe, to be fair, the way this makes more sense is Spock said, "Here, do this thing for me. Don't let anybody distract you," because he knew La'an would go ask her, and he's kind of, well, no, because he's kind of like not agreeing with her assessment of this whole situation. So he probably gave her that order, like, yeah, just don't let her talk you into anything. Here's an assignment for you.
I would think it more logical to allow the fire to burn out than to try and fan it away. You know, let her not find anything quickly than to make her more, you know. Because Spock saying, as a fellow Vulcan, as a fellow Vulcan, half.
Yeah.
As a personal favour, that's not logical. Just help me.
Yeah.
But I'll give him credit. Ortega's and Scotty are in one scene. They nail every line. Their chemistry is now good. It works well. It's a bit quick from last week. I kind of get the vibe they could bang next week, as if we could escalate
I got this
that.
vibe they were already vibing or banging here.
I mean, they shared a sandwich. I don't know. They could. I mean, and Ortega, she could leave. Well, she will leave the show, and then they could totally do this. Like, I'm absolutely.
Yeah.
You know, yeah. It was a good little scene.
And here's the one line you like. Cross my heart, hope to get stuck in a pattern buffer.
Which, of course, means that's the worst thing, like death. Oh, that's so sad. That was a really smart line. It's a really smart... And the way he plays it is offhand. Like, yeah, something going to happen. It's like, oh, mate. Nice. Nice. I also like how he sold the... Or said, what about the probe? Oh, nothing to do with that. Like, yeah, like, you know, the conspiracy. I don't know. I'm not the conspiracy of that. But what was the signal underneath? Because Spock says it could be background radiation. What was that then? Because it's a noise. What did she detect piggybacking off it that leads her to
the signal that Scotty and Ortega's implemented.
Yeah, but then Scott says I detected the other thing, they're piggybacking off my signal. What was that? Because Spock says it could be signal background radiation, but it's not. It leads her to the... Well, it doesn't lead her to Chapel because she confesses, but I don't know why there was a link there. Why would there be any radiation that was constant if you just beamed out a beam out of the... Why would... Well, I did know, actually, the second time, that Chapel explicitly, pre-story, says that that Lance Yang shouldn't look at the data because it's she could be paranoid. Which, if Chapel knew she was going to interfere with the signal, then her pre-telling that and being name dropped as saying, it's don't, you know, too paranoid. Actually makes sense. You put the groundwork of like, I didn't do anything.
Mm-hmm.
That was one small salad payoff, but it was pretty small.
Ray Ricks throws in £5,
Oh.
so thank you so much, Ray. Says Vegas was good. Ran into someone I worked with 25 years ago when I was working summer camp in Michigan. Oh wow. We'll send some photos from shoots. Hilarious.
Yeah, so I was hoping.
Small world, man, running into somebody that you worked with 25 years ago in the States. Wow.
Although not necessarily at Vegas, because if they'd been also at Vegas and they were also a hardcore Trekkie, like, oh my god, Dave, you're a Trekkie too? Yes. Shit. You know?
So that's 5 of our 10. We're halfway there to our goal, guys.
We're halfway there.
All right, next scene, we're back to the interrogation. And I love this because he asks about the resistance, and she goes, I'm not in the resistance. And the machine's like, that's accurate. Doesn't go off.
He's like, And
then the little delta symbol, I love that. Great idea for the Klingons to do.
Because they are literally they are the next solar system away from Federation space. So the chance of her being a spy is really high.
That's why they want to be on this planet. They say that earlier.
Yep.
Right near their biggest enemy, yeah.
Yep. So you would think you'd just ask that. I mean, it's fine, but, you know, are you a Federation spy? Green. That's all I can say.
And then the worst thing ever, during mid-interrogation,
yes,
he just decides to randomly talk to his friends about their plan.
Yep.
It would have been better if somebody came in and said, Commander, and they go off to the corner and okay. Like he got new orders from on high to do this plan, and she overheard it.
From Koloth. What?
Yeah. Instead of just sitting there in front of her, oh, here's our plan. We're going to create this barrier around the planet now, and we're going to get the D7 down here for sure. And, you know, any ship that goes through it is going to be destroyed, so we'll be the only way that people
24
can get
hours,
out.
like today.
Yeah. Oh, shit, I'm in interrogation. Oh, sorry. Like, why? It's the stupidest fucking thing. There's no reason for him to turn to his other officer and start saying this.
Unfortunately, do explain this.
Do they?
It's really bad, yes. Una specifically, Core tells her, starts telling her the plan, and then she gives him his own plan, and then they say, it's Uhura, she knows your language, she overheard, and because I'm being honest, therefore that's me trusting you. So he intentionally told the secret plan to see if this lady knew his specific Klingon dialect that was not normal as a test,
and whether she'd pass
Una
it on.
would pass it on. Yeah.
Okay, I don't buy that for a second because that's stupid and convoluted.
However, why would you possibly think this woman knew your distinct dialect of Klingon? Why would you ever think that? And if you did know, because I assume they didn't know that she was a compatriot with Una, otherwise they would have said, why is your lieutenant in, you know, she clearly didn't know it was, or you would ask Una, we've got your lieutenant.
Yeah.
Is she a spy? No. So he didn't know it was Una's lieutenant, or he wouldn't say in front of her. If he did know it was Una's lieutenant, or then he wouldn't be interrogating her, because then he'd ask Una and think she was a spy, and he doesn't. So you can't have both things at the same time. But that was, in theory, a test. A really poorly formed test. And he's very freaking surprised that she does know Klingon. So the point is like, how? Which implies that it's super unlogical that she would know it. But then it was like, that's why I hired her. Well, how would you know a dialect of Klingon to be able to teach this lady, as in you, the resistant? I don't know.
They didn't say specifically Klingon there. They said just she's good with languages. That's why I hired her.
Yes and no. In the subtitles, it says they're speaking Klingon, and then he said a dialect word, not Klingon. So the subtitles say it's Klingon. It sounds like Klingon. So here they are speaking Klingon, which he understands, which means that he knows that Una knows that she speaks Klingon.
Sasaguro 2000 throws in €10.
Thanks so much.
He says, I thought that when Uhura said the trees in her hometown were green, her jig would be up. Even her excuse makes no sense because the inhabitants of this world should have no concept of color. Disagree. They are warp capable, as we've said. Well, at least ship capable.
Very probably otherwise they'll get massacred in systems. They have to be.
Ship capable, so they are aware that just that their sun doesn't allow that, and she hasn't had the opportunity to get off planet to see color, so I'm fine with that.
Yeah, and I disagree as well because colorblind people understand there is color. There is still all of the color on their planet. It's the radiation means their eyes can't see color. Everything is colored. Everything. They don't know what it is, and they can't make it in the color intending. The Klingons certainly are wearing certain colors, so they know there's color because they would know. Well, I mean, once the Klingons got here, they would tell them of color. I mean, that by itself. But also, you would also understand color being variations of grey, right? If your world has always been there's 8 billion shades of grey, you would still call that a color because it's hue. It's the only color that exists, right? And as I said, there might be some way of digging down into the core where suddenly everything has color because the radiation is not permeating through. You know what I mean? Like, well, but imagine if you're in a lead box, right? Would not that block radiation? So they are going to have detected color at some point. And if they've got spaceships, they're probably working out the radiation is blocking their eyes from detecting stuff.
You also got to think too, if they evolved on this planet, the radiation shouldn't matter. They still should be able to see some kind of color because their eyes would have adapted to it, or
Yeah,
at least
that's true. It's interesting
so.
because
Yeah.
the plants aren't seeing or not seeing color. The plants are green.
It would have been interesting if everybody on the planet can see color just fine, and the Klingons and humans
Yes.
can't because they're not used to radiation.
Yeah, that'd be fun. That'd be more
That would
interesting.
make more
actually.
sense. Yeah. Go get me the red whatever. It's like, oh
Yeah.
shit.
But I actually thought it was a really
Um,
smart little play because they would have read about color in books potentially.
Well, science would prove there's colors. If they're that scientifically advanced, they can have ships. They would know that there's colors that exist.
And of course, they don't know what green is. Green is being translated via the translator, so she's not saying green. They are understanding their version of green through the green. So
Yeah. Words.
Although of course it didn't translate Klingon because they spoke in native Klingon.
Anyway,
Hmm.
so they're looking for Una's key card, and I saw the flicker of the window, and I'm like, huh, that's interesting. And then she like looks at it, and facial scan complete. Perfect facial scan.
Yep.
Again, what the fuck?
Yep. As I pointed out in our other review, the facial scan would detect she has different skin, different makeup, different.
But she doesn't. They're the same as the one in the cryo thing.
Different eye color because she has got eye color, as did the original lady, and it would detect the eye color is different. The iris is different, so it would 100% not. It would not accept her because she's not got the same face from a scan level. Eye color, at the very least, her iris is different. So it would, if it's scanning the eyes, it would say they're 100% different. And that would have been much better if they had not detected her, if it had like locked her out, and then Benga uses tricord to unlock it. Versus the ease, the effortlessness of, I'm going to walk up to this window, and now I'm let into the secret base, as if, like, it's very much like Rey from the Star Wars films, right? No struggle, no trial, no risk, no reward. It's just, there's no stakes. She just does it, and they get through it, and it's easy. It's like, okay.
And Ray says also they would understand the light spectrum. I can't see UV light, but know it exists. Exactly.
Yeah.
So they find the secret room. They find
Big
a
room, Jesus.
data pad full of information, which I don't even. Whatever, it's fine.
It's great they can read a foreign language I've never seen before until today.
Yeah. Not translated, so.
Yep. I hadn't even thought that. And I was fine if this was going to be Klingon, because they would if they were pre-warp and they stole the Klingon tech, which is why they're killing on everything, and that's why they could understand it. But they don't. They're advanced enough to have their own unique pads and data cards, crystal data cards, which is incredibly advanced technology. So, yeah. And then we get Una, not Una, and she's the exact.
Oh, hold on. Before that, they look at the data chip.
Okay.
And it says, "Is that the installation that she was supposed to break into?" It's like, yeah. So once acquired, the proximity detonator will trigger an electromagnetic pulse and overload Klingon security.
Yes.
The resistance is planning any EMP, so it doesn't really explain how it's going to work. But...
Yeah, it's triggering a pulse. It's not overloading the
Yeah.
systems. It's causing a pulse.
Yeah.
But the thing isn't causing it because that's absurd. It's triggering. So
Well, It's a proximity detector
Yeah.
or detonator.
Yeah. Like it makes sense that whoever turned it on would get caught and shot. Don't want to kill any people. That's fine. So my assumption is the EMP's in the Klingon storehouse, and that they just turned it on, and then that I'm fine with. It's just dumb, and even the second watch we'll get in a minute. Her stealing it is one shot.
Yeah.
I literally blinked and missed it the first time, and I was like, "What happened?" I literally blinked and missed it. The second one was like, "Is that it? Oh, that's the entire theft sequence."
Yep.
What? But yeah, then we get the picture of Una, and she has the exact same hair and makeup.
And eye makeup. Yep.
Wow.
It's like they just put some here. Go stand in the thing now that we filmed the other scenes.
Yeah, it's
They
like
didn't even do it on a different day, so it look a little bit different.
it's like they put literally zero effort into it. Literally nothing.
And without any kind of reading or anything, he's just like, yeah, she's dead.
Oh yeah, well yeah, data card finds her. And I love how there's a PowerPoint presentation they turn on, which goes from the schematics to a before and after picture of the city. Why is that being triggered? Why is there a PowerPoint presentation?
Because why not?
I guess you have to sell it to the troops. And why is the data card not Una? Why did, while she was dying, she put it carefully back in the box to be found randomly?
Well, the guy at the bartender did say you can't leave it in your office anymore. So
Right,
it's
so
just
she's
somewhere
bad at
she
that.
usually had it. Yeah, yeah.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
Susiguru 2000 throws in €5 and says they could just throw the detonator or tie it to an arrow or carrier pigeon. Yeah, sure.
I mean, my assumption is that there's enough guards to see you throwing or bowing an arrow.
Yeah.
I think they'd probably see that, but yes, that would also be a way.
But 7 out of 10 for our goal, guys. We need 3 more super chats of $5 or more to get to our goal, which would be amazing. Also, don't forget PayPal exists, guys.
Yes, super chats are fantastic. PayPal 40% more per. So as you can imagine, on a $10, that is a lot. All sports a lot. Appreciate you all. And we love how bad episodes get lots of people engaged. Mediocre doesn't do as much, but bad, people have things to say. Yeah. But I end the poll though, linking to what I just said there, with 33 votes, which is some. Next poll do more. Is this the worst episode of Strange World so far? Pretty freaking close considering. That's probably more than I thought. 58% say no, but 42% do say yes, and that's out of what, 34 episodes. That's a lot of people. That's a lot of people.
Tim McCaffrey says, I hope Paramount sells Star Trek off. They can't be trusted with anything anymore. This was probably worse than Threshold. Not by a Okay, this is worse than Threshold, absolutely. But Threshold's not bad, so it's the last little bit, like the last third.
It's very good, and then it's not very good.
Yeah, it's really good until it's not, and then it's really bad.
But only for stupid reasons, not for bad reasons. Like
to me, it doesn't drag the whole episode down at the ending.
No.
Threshold's a pretty good episode.
Robert Duncan Neal's acting is better than anything in this episode. Like there's not, he's Emmy Award with how like intense Emmy Award better than anything in here. New poll coming, guys. Vote in the poll. It's a quality about the episode, but it's more of a general sentence, okay? And you know what? I would say Shades of Grey is slightly better.
Yeah, I said so too last night because you get clips of good episodes.
I mean, I don't include those personally. I just think at least you have like 12 minutes of okay TNG.
Yeah, it's that Shades of Grey is infinitesimally better than this.
Because it's not boring if you cut all those clips. It's redundant.
It's very fast paced if you cut those clips out.
Yeah, but this is quick. You know. And that was filmed on, a $5 and what was down the couch. They put money in this, in theory.
Yeah.
And as I said at the start, in theory, each scene is actually okay. It's all together. It's the pacing for us, and some people are gonna love it. I'm sure it's gonna be some people's favorite episode of TNG. That'll be weird. Strange New Worlds. I'm sure some people will. But I think we are hopefully giving a rational talk as to why for us it's
Dog
not
shit.
very good for us.
Dog shit. Yeah.
I like the documentary because I know how to make documentaries. I like documentaries. And I think they succeed in a lot of ways. Blah blah blah.
Well, the next scene is
Oh my god.
she's lamenting seeing herself dead, essentially. He's like, it wasn't you, don't worry. And then the cryo chamber was a bid to save herself.
Sorry, if you scroll into the two shots, her makeup's the fucking same because she just filmed it then and there. It's the same. At least change the fucking makeup.
Or the hairstyle. Not have it exactly the same.
It's you can't write this, right? You can't write that.
Starfleet Sahal. There was in $10.
Oh my god.
It's pregame for Sunday. Thanks.
Yes. Oh, okay. Yep. I remember that. Thank you. Yep.
All right, we're 2 super chats away from our goal. You guys are awesome. 2 super chats would be great. So let's see. We have
Phoenix.
26 minutes left. So
Ooh.
we should easily be able to do that. All right, so the next scene's very quick. Just talks about she didn't have a chance to go with the detonator, who killed her, and then we move on.
This is when I thought Mbenga's acting started to phone it in a bit. It's just always like this talking thing. Like throughout the first half is okay, but here he just sort of stops trying. And so in the last scene, he's really not trying to be audibly clear. I can imagine a lot of foreign people who have a hard time with English just don't know what he's saying. Just don't. Because he's not trying to be audible to non-native speakers, and even I'm trying to think of what he's saying. Unfortunately, he's just not trying. I mean, many people, what's her name? Carol Klein's also not trying. She's audibly trying to make it difficult for people. But guys, you have international viewers. Like, you've got a speech issue. You've got a problem speaking clear English. But I get called out per my diction all the time, and he's just letting it slip. It's like, you need to do more takes of being clearer because you're an important character.
Then we got to Uhura again. Her identification card has been verified. You're free to go.
Although, where did she get? As in, she's already interrogated. They didn't know she was part of Una's posse. So what? The barman just handed the Klingon operatives. And this lady you've interrogated for the last 2 hours. We found her card somewhere else. That's a coincidence.
Yeah.
And you can tell he's not suspicious. He's like, okay. I was expecting more here of like, I'll follow her and work out what's happening. And if you do know it's Una's person, then you would say, you should have told me, you should have led with the fact that you're one of the lieutenants of Our Lady. I would have let you go. You should have led with that. You didn't. I had to talk to you for 2 hours. That's on you, babe. That's on you. Right? Like, it's just dumb. It's dumb.
All right. Next up, they're talking about the plan. Uhura says, I don't think they realized that I could understand them.
Mm-hmm.
And then that D7, it brought tech to upgrade the atmospheric barrier, make it impenetrable.
Mm-hmm.
So instead of an alarm, any craft that breaches it would be vaporized.
As I said in another review, the Klingons do not have the technology to create a planet-wide barrier that is that powerful. That tech doesn't exist. They can't do that. They can't even do a scanning detection grid that much. It would have radically changed TOS, TNG, and other. They can't do that. Maybe it's a city-wide one, but as they said, the planet's a city, kind of.
Yeah.
So it's made it redundant.
Yeah, Fedajin throws in €150. Thank you.
Appreciate you.
That doesn't contribute towards the goal though, because it's got to be $5 or more. But thank you so much. It still means a lot.
Andy. And Benga speaks to it like it's a very particular set of skills.
Yeah.
I like that. Good reference.
Then did you choose an alias? And Yoda Nakuru, which is, I suppose, his daughter, because he gives the whole like thank you. I was wondering. I was so confused. It sounded so familiar, but
I assumed it was his native planet's tribe's native place because they talk.
Sasiguru 2000,
Oh.
€10.
Oh.
What would have been funny and terrible if all three had dead doppelgangers? Una as the rebel leader, and Banga as the cabaret singer, and Uhura as the fake collaborator who was pregnant from a Klingon officer.
That sounds like he's referencing something.
Yeah, absolutely. Voyager.
Oh shit, yeah. Yeah. Or had they said that possibly Una and Benga and Chapel went back in time and it was them? Right? That's why the old doppelgangers here. And that was the reveal at the end. Her name wasn't that. Her name was actually Una. And then at the end when the guy's like, you know, you're not her? No, I'm not. So you're not Una Chinrali? What? Yes, it was you. You went back in time, you know. That'd been a hell of a twist, wouldn't it? Would have made the whole thing make a lot more sense.
I still wouldn't have been happy with that, though.
No, of course not, but it would have made more sense. That's a one in a
You
trillion.
can't make less sense, so yes. That's true.
Well, shit.
Then the Klingons arrive. I don't understand. They're singing a song and then they start, and the Klingons are like, ah, and they fucking leave. Like, what is that all about?
Okay, I think I know.
Okay.
Although, it's just why are they why are they talking about this plan in the middle of a crowded bar? Go somewhere more secure. A place that you know everyone knows you. You know the villains know you. You know, talk somewhere else. So obviously we all like they come in with a Klingon song. Great, easy point. Cool, right? Easy win. I think what they're doing is a reference to not Casablanca but another movie where the civilian population do the national anthem. I think someone said that.
Mm.
And so they're overriding the song saying, fuck off. We don't want you here, but do our national anthem. But then
seize everyone in the bar or kill them.
Yeah, it's like you would be pissed and say, don't do that. We own this planet. A lot of you are collaborators because you have armbands. We're here to drink for some reason, even though we've got a ship in orbit, we could go drink. I guess it's free here, but it's free there too. I think that's what's happening, but surely that shows explicitly this bar is not friendly to you. Then why would you accept that one of your head lieutenants hangs out in a bar that's actively against you? That would be suspicious, and then you'd not trust her. So it doesn't fit. This would be the most faithfully okay bar. That's why you're here. So it's the reverse of what they all should start singing the Klingon song. That's what happened. And then Una and then Mbenga's like, "Oh, we're not singing the song. Sing it." And they all start singing it. That would have been the way to do it, right? And then Mbenga has to start drinking with a Klingon. Like, you could have made the scene a lot better doing that more, more in universe. So yeah, I agree. It doesn't really make a lot of sense.
Andy who says it's Casablanca scene. They drowned out the Nazis singing. Okay. Still,
It doesn't work here because they're collaborators. Sorry.
Sasaguru 2000 throws in €10 and
God.
says, and a scene with Kor berating the officer for underestimating the planet's people and him screaming, "Hail Kalis." Then the Killing Game ripoff would be complete. Ray Ricks, £5.
Ooh.
That is copying a scene from Casablanca when they sing the French national anthem when Nazis enter the bar.
But it wasn't a song. No one was singing. It was a tune, but again, the Klingons would be angry and shoot some people or say to jail. They do something about that because they're more vicious than Nazis in terms of like they don't care about killing people. Speaking of not killing people, look at these close-ups of these actors. These are awful shots of Mbenga. Like, they look so bad. It's almost all black. The background is just mushy grey. It's so busy, yet nothing's there. And because you can't see colour, none of the detail reads anything. It's just pure mess. It's awful. Really bad. Back on the Enterprise, where the sets are being overlit and they don't look good.
Yes. So there's a signal underlying the main whatever beam, and it indicates the absence of something. And she's like, "Do you think I'm onto something?" And he's like, "No, I don't. You said you're feeling paranoid, and I think it's just that." He says, "You don't think it could be an encrypted data transmission?" He's like, "No. Your evidence doesn't support the hypothesis." I love that he shoots her down, essentially.
One of the first 4 things I saw when I looked at some online reviews straight after I did it, before we did the discussion. So those few minutes. Someone said, "I like the episode until Spock called out La'an and really like devaluing her and making her look a fool and with like toxic manness."
What? Fuck off.
Yeah. I just took it as he's being a true professional, the only professional officer here. Let's be honest, across the entire episode, he's the only professional officer. He's like, you've already acknowledged you're getting paranoid. Do not take this too far. It might endanger people. Think carefully and maybe get yourself checked out, which he does. And he treats it very carefully as his boyfriend, and it's really well done. It's exactly what you should do. It's called chain of command, structure, and respect. If someone does something bad, respect them means call them out sometimes, right? That's sometimes the most respectful thing to do is to call them out and to be part of that process. Not just saying,
Sasagiro 2000 throws in €5. Thank you so much.
boom.
By the way, we hit our goal, guys, on the last one with Ray Rick, so thank you so much. I think Spock was complicit with Chapel's schemes and in lying to La'an, judging by his hesitation to answer. I disagree. I just think I think that he thinks that she is just being emotional and paranoid, and logically it doesn't make any sense that there would be a spy on board that would be underlying a transmission. So I don't think he knew anything about the Chapel thing at all. He just doesn't want to feed into her paranoia.
In theory, Spock can't lie. And he was giving no uncomfortability symbols or body language. He's being incredibly straight in that scene. And I think he'd feel uncomfortable going with his ex-girlfriend's plan, which is going against the rules, which is not what he'd necessarily want to do. Because in theory, La'an's doing the right thing. What if the clones had tampered? Everything's doing is right in theory, but the evidence is like it only could have been tampered with during 6 seconds of transport, and there's no other evidence. I mean, the data card is sabotaged in some way, but it could have been damaged. You know, right? There's no. It's a weird one, right? It's just the way they did it. But yeah, I can't see that. That's not really how Spock would be normally.
No, I don't think so.
I was more surprised that Chapel didn't go to Pike at the end, as in, if the reveal hadn't been that Pike was the ringleader, that he had everybody come to different plans, and he said it's everybody, but to keep everything secret. That'd been so funny. Like,
what if on to say that there's nothing, and you know, when Pike says, if you find anything else, come talk to me. I'm here. And he goes that smirk, that knowing smirk. I wish he would have said as she was leaving then, and say hi to Chapel for me.
Oh,
like Chapel already came and told him, so he already knew. That would have been
nice, because you could have taken that.
Because you know that Pike, he's not as captainy as other captains. He's more of a friend. So you could tell him, look, there's information on this thing that could put the Federation in hot water. I need to just delete that. And he'd be like, okay, I didn't hear that. I'm going this way.
So I'm pretty sure, like last week, he's not told Starfleet that she stabbed a Spear officer. So he'd be breaking the rules for his officers all the live long day. Right? So he's not that kind of by-the-book captain that other captains are. So, yeah, it would have been funny had he been totally in with the plan. Yeah. Weird, and I would have lost a bit of respect for him. But it's like, yeah, he's that kind of guy. Sometimes.
And Starfleet Sohail, hopefully I got it right that time. He sent a corgi for 1,000 joules. It was a cute corgi running on my screen, so thank you.
They love their dogs, don't they? As in the super chat things.
he's even like, LOL, what the fuck? Did you see that corgi? Yeah, I did. I was watching it while Sam was talking.
I think I know which one it was. I think it's Scampers, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, make sure you pop in on Sunday. There'll be a few PayPal uniform exclusive reveals, which I'm excited to hopefully someone will jump in on, because they're quite cool. Well, actually,
also,
they're not cool, actually, but they're cool.
Like, guys, 5 more likes to get to 50. Sasagiro 2000, €5. Even his answer is a cop-out. She asks, do you think it's possible? And he answers, the evidence doesn't support your conclusion. Technically not a lie. True. But he does flat out say no as well.
Yeah, his body language is such as like, yeah. Well, the thing is, saying no seems rude. Like, Stuart, ask for a donut.
No. I'm on a diet.
That wasn't a reverse joke. But that was
Can I
harsher.
have a donut, Sam?
No.
Oh,
No, I'll say it again.
can I have a donut?
Maybe later, yeah?
Okay.
One
that gives me
sounds
false-
harsh.
that
One
gives me
is,
false hope.
well, you're my other half, aren't you? So, well, you know, in this regard. Anyway, back to the bar. They didn't murder anybody. They're not that angry that they got out anthemed because they're just absolutely fucking chill. And now he's all scheming with her. Yes, scheming.
Time for blood wine.
Yes.
I gotta let you in on my plan because you're one of my most faithful subordinates.
I know I've waited
She's
to
like,
the
"Oh,
last minute, but forgive me.
And she's like, "Oh, the plan where you're gonna put up an energy barrier and like control the traffic in and out." Yeah, my new recruit told me.
I should have killed her when I had the chance.
Yeah.
It's a weird scene because why does it benefit her to reveal this? Because revealing that she knows Klingon
Okay.
isn't...
This makes sense now. You were right because he says, "Yet you laid a trap for her and for me. I needed to test the depths of your loyalty. Did I pass?" Okay, that makes sense now.
Yes. So that is the trap. The trap is speaking Klingon in front of the officer.
Yep.
Why the fuck would you think the person knew Klingon? And that dialect? The hell are the chances of that? They said a specific dialect. It's not even just the Klingonese. It's like, why would... Boy.
Yeah.
And do you really think they teach energy shield disintegrating ships in Remedial Klingon 101? Right? It's a very niche words they're feeding them.
Yeah.
It's a very advanced course.
Yep. And I love his line. His fate was cruel, not making you a Klingon.
It's a good line. Yeah. Good line, no problems. But she's
And then
just
like
going along with everything. She's not moving the story. She is just there.
And then she's like, "I'm gonna go talk to my men." And as she walks away, he does the whole lip thing, like the tongue, which is kind of odd and weird, but interesting nonetheless. Interesting choice.
Yep. It was a moment. It was a moment. And then you have... Oh, yeah.
I was gonna say, now we get some actual film noir camera angles. Let's get some Dutch angles here and in the hallway, which is weird because it doesn't translate to any other part of the episode, which it kind of should have, but whatever.
And I literally, so this is the big moment of the episode where she uses... And in theory, the other her also tried it because that was the last thing she was meant to do 2 days ago. So the guy caught, which is ironic because that means the other guy caught her last time 2 days ago trying this, right? Yeah. So he's catching her again 2 years later doing the same thing, but not poisoning, going to shoot her in theory. But she goes into the room, but they don't want to build the room or show the room, so they cut away as soon as she uses the door. It's about 3 seconds of footage, and she's done. All the stuff for the most important armory is now done, and I actually missed it the first time, so I was thinking, when are we going to get to the scene?
We don't see any. We don't see it. We just get them saying the proximity detonator will be in weapons cage 12, receptacle 3. Next scene. Good, I got it. I'm out of here.
And then within a minute, she's being pointed a gun at by the guy. I'm like, oh, where did this come? Where did he come? What? It's so unbelievably abrupt that it took me very off guard, and I couldn't even process why or who. And why are there no guards? Why is there no security? Besides that, I don't know. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. They don't care. They just want a long hallway with brights and dark lights. They don't want logic.
Well, she overpowers him and doesn't kill him, and he runs off saying, "You should have killed me."
Well, that makes more sense second time because she's using him. Oh, and this is I just remembered something. This is, you can't have thought this, but if you did, I'll love you forever. There's a shot right at the start when you see this guy for the first time there, and he's wearing his suit, and I was like, oh my god, this guy's a time agent. Do you know why I thought that?
No.
Because his tie buckle thing is very similar to what Daniel's wore. And I thought, holy shit, what a freaking clue. And it's revealed as a time agent. I thought that was the most amazing, because he's just some guy that, like, he's there, but he's not there. Because it's so similar as being a futuristic tie thing. I just re-saw it, and I really disappointed myself. But the fact she tries to convince him to join is dumb. But again, doesn't matter. She's just tricking him. But she had no plan though, because this was a surprise. As if she accidentally fell into the solution again.
Right before this, she did say it's going to be a suicide mission, and then Maga's like, "It doesn't have to be you."
Yeah, but she's not going to sacrifice her life and her career for this random planet in territory that are going to get massacred anyway. She's too smart for that. She's not.
She does. She figures it out here. She puts it in his coat.
She's not. That's a ridiculous thing that she just wouldn't do.
Then we get the sickbay scene of. Did you check the forensic transporter? You did it. Yeah, the USS Yang medical ship crossed the border and it would get Starfleet in trouble, so I had to delete it.
I love she confesses though. Doesn't have to, because La'an thinks she's getting crazy, but she doesn't want her friend to think she's crazy. She confesses. That's nice. I like that.
Yeah, early in the episode, she said she'd been talking to Christine a couple times a week to keep an eye on her paranoia and stuff.
It would be terrible to trick. I mean, rule breaking, blah blah blah. But you know, to make her think that she's getting more paranoid. So that's actually quite nice of her. But what do you think of the rationalization, just a justification, all that jazz for? I guess, I mean, I don't know if it's breaking the rules of a starship to hack into this. I assume so, but I mean, you shouldn't do it generically, but I don't think it's a military
Well, it's a whole chain of faults and errors. Like the captain crossing the border was an error. Yes, it was the correct thing to do under the circumstances. Then to rely on Nurse Chapel, who you used to serve with, to delete the information. It's also sketchy to ask that. Sketchy for her to agree to it.
Yeah.
It's just it's a domino effect of like bad decisions, essentially. So,
I mean, Chapel is in this show a rogue entity kind of thing. She kind of does her own stuff, so I'm not against her breaking the rules just because she wants to. It's like, yeah, that's not really Michelle Roddenberry, but it is kind of this Chapel. Okay, I saw that. I just wish that they framed it a little bit differently, because they too are also crossing the border, right? Now, are they authorized or are they not authorized?
Who?
Well, the Enterprise in this mission, because they are also crossing the border illegally, as in to the Klingons, which is what the Yo did, or whatever, the other ship. Like, they're doing that as well. So, were they given permission by Starfleet to do it or not?
They didn't cross the border. They're on the Federation.
No, the shuttle did.
Shuttle did, yes.
Yeah.
And yes, it was probably an order from Starfleet because they need to get that probe.
Okay, so they can order them to break the treaty.
Yeah, we don't get clear indication that was an order given, but yes, it's got to get our equipment back, essentially.
Because that's the thing, they're doing it. So this other crew doing it, well, you're also doing it, right? And if you're doing it legally, then it can be excused because Starfleet literally give permission. If you can't be excused, then you're also breaking the rules and you're a hypocrite. A good reason notwithstanding, you're both doing it. And I just would think that this captain, if she went to save people, right? Cool. Love you for that. Take the punishment. Take the repercussions, you know? Like, you chose to do that. You chose to risk your career to save people. And you're probably going to get off with a sanction, you know? I doubt you get court-martialed for that. Because I would be fine if they said, okay, this probe could or would be caught by the Klingons, so I had to erase the data for them. But she also says it ruined careers. And that just seems both selfish, but also just super against the ethics of Starfleet. As I said in another review, Captain Picard's famous line, the duty of a Starfleet officer is to tell the truth. And yet, this captain is dutifying Chapel to betray her crew and lie, falsify information and break stuff. That's super against the ethics of Starfleet. Now, it might be for a nice reason, but it's super against the ethics of Starfleet. And it makes Chapel a bad officer. Just flat out a bad officer. Maybe a good friend, but a bad officer. Right? I don't know, I just think it should be up to Pike to determine. Because I'd also imagine that if the truth came out, if she said, okay, I'm going to tell Starfleet, as in the captain, but then she had Pike on her side, and Pike talked to the admirals and convinced them to not punish her, then she'd be fine. Right? Get pardoned legally versus break all the rules and get everyone in trouble and be unethical. I don't know, just makes Chapel worse. And Arm worse for covering up.
Sasaguro 2005 euros.
Ooh.
I'm also getting tired of everyone on this show falsifying logs and records. I don't want this thin blue line crap from the supposed good guys in Trek. Yeah,
It's happened a lot.
it
This
has
season
happened.
alone. We're only a couple in.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway, back to the planet. Roman
God.
crosses the barrier and sets off the EMP.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty straightforward. Love the shot of the D7.
Yeah. I also love how there's a beep, 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 beep. Just turn it on. Just do it. I love how the command happens to be down the road. Just happens to be there. Just happens. For his look.
Yep.
But yeah, the EMP is a big old burst, properly big energy. It's coming from a central point. So that's why I assume that's the armory under the tower. Because he's running to the tower.
Yeah.
So I assume that's the tower. Yeah, D7 Hunt was great. I was absolutely expecting the D7 to start going and destroy, and they say this is a worthwhile sacrifice. Because will the D7 be able to stay in the atmosphere without power? No.
No. That's why they say only 80% of its systems went down.
Only 80.
Yep.
Thank God the warp core, the thrusters, the impulse, navigation, the gravity, the shields are all they're all part of that 20%.
Sasaguro 2000 throws in 5 euros.
Thank you very much.
There's also the Kobayashi Maru test in Star Trek 2 has them routinely crossing illegally into the neutral zone.
Ooh, you missed the point of that, didn't you? Yeah, the Maru is meant to be, would you break the rules to save people? And you will
Yes.
get punished.
But it's an impossible situation.
Yes.
So.
If you do it, you might get fired. If you don't do it, you're responsible for killing people, probably. It's both bad.
Mm-hmm. Then we get them talking about it and about how Nivette was like a step daughter or step parent to his daughter and blah, 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 blah. Don't care. But yeah.
Yeah. I also was a bit surprised by the EMP goes off and the entire bar starts celebrating.
Yeah.
But we actively saw collaborators throughout the bar, and that was the intent, the vibe we got. Not that the whole population wanted to be free. That's the whole episode. I'm like, okay, there's a, this is the bar where people are collaborators, but everyone's yay. It's like, what? I guess the Klingons were just tone deaf, that everyone hated them. I mean, it makes sense, it would, but that doesn't seem like the tone of the episode. And yeah, this guy's fine. Very low key. I did catch second time. He said, my family escaped on the first evacuation.
Mm-hmm.
So they have multiple spaceships, multiple fleets of ships, multiple warp-capable ships, I guess. And then he chose to stay. That's quite cool for him. But then why wouldn't the Klingons destroy the second set of ships that you happen to have ready? Don't know. They don't care. They have no care.
We get the Pike and La'an scene where she's like, yeah, nothing came of the investigation.
And he's not AI.
Not here, no. Well, the only thing that came out of it was that, Scotty and Ortegas are friends now? Yeah. Anyway, and as she's leaving, he's like, Lieutenant, should a further report be necessary, you know where to find me anytime. No matter how troublesome. What do you does say?
Yeah, it's a weird scene. And he definitely knows stuff, but also he doesn't necessarily care enough to force it out of her. He's like, if you did illegal things, like,
It was all for the right reasons, everything that happened.
Yeah, I don't need to have strict discipline in my ship.
Yeah, that's what it seems like.
Truth? Nah. I mean, look, I'm dying in like 4 years. I'm like 4 years. I don't care. I lost my wife. I don't care. Do whatever you want, on. I don't care.
You see the ships evacuating, very Star Wars-esque ship designs, but that's fine.
And they must be warp capable, otherwise they're all gonna get shot later. And there's a lot of ships. And I love how space is vast. They all flew at the shuttle to be all in shot. Right? They had to have, because the shots make sense
Mhm.
otherwise. And definitely that's the Razor Crest, right? Because that's like,
Well, no, it's like one of the
oh,
civilian transports,
Coruscant.
and
Yeah.
yeah.
But I guess they're warp capable. It would have been nice if they'd said at some point we asked for asylum for the Federation because it's just the border. But the episode doesn't have any inclination of talking about this stuff, so it doesn't matter. And it would have been fun if they were Klingon ships. They stole the Klingons' fighters. If they'd all been birds of prey. You know? That would have made more sense. But doesn't matter, they don't care. And we have what I guess is meant to be a good speech, but Mbenga is really slurring his words here, so it's very hard to understand. And Una doesn't... She's like, oh, I always thought rules were important, but maybe not. I just don't believe her, the way she says it. And it wouldn't change her that much, and just I don't really believe the scene from pure character perspective, so it sort of annoyed me the second time. What do you think?
Mhm. The dilemma of him. I'm a healer, but I'm also, my set of skills go totally against that.
Killed a lot of people. Done a lot of pew-pews.
And I do like the irony notwithstanding, few things in life are black and white. I love
Mhm.
that.
I do kind of like his line about how being a medical doctor, it's about saving people even if the Klingons are obviously going to come back and murder thousands of people as punishment. So saving hundreds, they're going to get thousands or maybe tens of thousands killed, and they're going to put the just like, they haven't stopped them in any way. They haven't even slowed them down particularly. The next ship will finish the job, so they're actively causing a lot of death by saving some. But as you said, you know, that's the problem about being a medical person. You always see more death than knowing like help some to hurt others. It's just medical, right? So you've lived that. We saved some, but killed loads of others.
Sasagura 2000,
Ooh,
€5. And Mbanga nostalgically, Una, let me tell you about the time I went on yet another massive killing spree.
yeah,
I do like the fade into color at the end, though. That's great.
but a little too late.
Yep.
The effect kind of work. There's also a story early on when Una says that when Starfleet came to a planet, some resisted, and her family was the side that didn't resist, and yeah, lots of people were murdered and killed. And I'm like, fucking hell. You joined the people who murdered your people, and you're fine with it? That's a dark thing to throw in. God damn, guys. Tim Banger here talks
All
about
right.
how they had people to kill as well. It's really, really weird ending.
All right. Time of the show where you guys get to super chat or PayPal in with your scores. We're going to
Yes.
give ours.
Great
I
time
will
to
read the
PayPal as
super
well.
chat
Yeah,
and
views.
PayPal scores after we're done. And if you want to put them in the regular chat, Sam will read those. So
We've said a lot of things about this episode. Not that many positives. Have been unfair. Let us know if it's been fair. Let us know. We're just trying to just review it detailed scene by scene to give each thing time to breathe. I want to know the score. I want to know where we are with this. Who's where. I really want to know. And vote in the poll if you can. We're in the last few minutes. There's 38 votes, guys. We'd love to get 2 more. So, Stuart, what do you think of this episode and after our long review? Do you have any different feelings? We've been pretty damn in depth here.
still dog shit. Didn't need to be in black and white. This is a story that's been told in Star Trek many times. Fascist government takes over, come in, help the resistance. Patterns of Force, perfect example. That's literally the World War II version of what this is. Um, the black and white was just for gimmicky sake, and I hated it. Uh, I hated that they ruined core. I hated that, the Enterprise stuff wasn't in color because, as you see, they're in the shuttle at the end going towards the Enterprise, and the color comes back because the Enterprise was far enough away from the system that they wouldn't be detected, and that the radiation from the sun of that system would not affect them. But whatever. Um, Una's whole thing of, I'm very much like Nivette because, I understand her. She was hiding. She was trying to be, you know, doing the best thing for her people, and her at the end basically giving into that and saying, because Mbanga told her twice, you don't need to do this. This isn't your job. And she's like, oh, I got to do it. It was an Una story, and not a very good one at that. So,
I feel sad for her because this is her story,
mhm,
and
mhm.
her personality and character had so little to play in it. I was shocked.
Yeah. I don't feel any better or worse about the episode after talking about it.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, is that good or bad? That
mm,
so much reviewing, or is it just it had so little that you can like, yeah, makes sense.
yeah.
Well,
I don't know. Score wise.
let me get the chart up. Hold on. Where is it? Oh, God, I've looked at lots of Word documents apparently recently. Let me find it. Okay, episode 4. So this is enjoyment and overall Strange New Worlds.
Enjoyment, I'm going to give it a 4.2 out of 10. For all of Strange New Worlds, I'll give it a 4.8. Perfect. Susiguro 2000 throws in €5 and says, I give it a 5.5 out of 10. John Ford Jr. throws in a PayPal of 125, so thank you so much. And says, a 6 out of 10. Initially, I disliked this episode, but on second watch, appreciate it more for tying into the Klingon MO of occupying worlds near Federation space as in TOS episode Errand of Mercy. Seeing the ships at the end negated Prime Directive concern, assuming warp capable. Yeah, exactly.
Oh, they never mentioned Prime Directive at any point.
Nope.
I do agree with you. I just wish they'd done it better, as in better. But dude, you are fucking the man of the man of the epicness. We obviously appreciate you very much.
Mhm.
You're the man.
Come by on Sunday with the Trekyards if you're able to.
This is true.
Yes.
This is true.
So, Sam, what did you think after this discussion? And does it change your mind at all? Let me know.
Well, your scores are quite generous, Stuart, so I give you credit for being so generous.
I'm usually generous in that regard. You know that.
Yes. More problems I even thought. I think we found a whole load of more things, which is sad because I already didn't like it, and seeing how many more structural problems in it, how many line problems, logic problems, scene problems, moments don't work, is a real shame because I could make a good Star Trek Noir episode. Right? So they should too. I just think they just probably the wrong the wrong director, the wrong cinematographer, and the wrong set designer for this. Those things didn't come together. If the whole point is black and white and it fails for the most part in that, then the story has to be really good. And it's not really good. It's really, really not. It's actually a very weak story.
Mm-hmm.
And if they're gonna go silly, make it a full detective story. But they did do it last year with the TV one, didn't they? So they've already done that.
With the holodeck one, yeah.
But if you're doing it, have it be full. Have it be like the Klingons find put a chip in her brain and make her think she's a detective. Like, be like Dart City. You know, do it, but it's not. You know, have the inner monologue of a noir. You know, but again, they did that sort of last year. So they half-assed everything and achieved nothing particularly. Just a weak story. It's weird. It's super weird. Yeah. There's a couple of good lines, but that is such an indictment in the quality of the piece because there's a lot of lines in this. And definitely a Pike AI bit. It's real weird. Yeah, but as I said at the start,
Glad I'm not crazy about that.
as I said at the start, it's actually not in itself a bad bit of media. Because the acting's fine, like everything's fine, but nothing's good. And when the show has good creatives and good normally, the bar is higher than this, and it's just failed on every aspect of the bar. Normally, when they fully commit to the gimmicks, it works, but this just doesn't, in my opinion. I like logic, and TOS is also wrong for making a clone planet that was dumb. Like that's also not a good idea, unless it's better explained. So there's also not a good idea. Doppelganger is also not a good idea. Score-wise, the question is how much is the ceiling when it's still physically well made? You know, like how low is that ceiling? Because it's God, enjoyment quality. I was bored the first time for half an hour of it, and the second time it wasn't a fun watch at all.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm going to be generous.
Give it a 3.
I'm going to give it a 3 for quality and enjoyment for the episode. But I'm going to give it a 2 for Stranger Worlds. Because it is the weakest episode of Stranger Worlds, and there might have been something in the 3s previously, but this is the weakest episode. And so by the average of the show, it's not a good episode. So 2.
Yeah. Oh. Interesting.
You give the first episode 10 and 9.8. How far we've shot down this year. And in fact, every episode for you has got less by like a chunk. Like actually, every episode lower by 2 points. Yeah, actually.
Sounds
wow.
about right.
Yeah. I'm not that consistent. I'm different, but wow. Sorry, Stuart.
What do we got non-super chat wise?
I enjoy Sunday. It'll be a lot of fun. We've got Phoenix 4 out of 10. Fagan 7 out of 10. Andy 7 out of 10. Phoenix 4 out of 10 again. Fagan 5 out of 5. Oh, we changed it between. Joseph 6.1 out of 10. The Stanley's 5.5. Aussie 8.3. Mum 8.4. Donnie gives it a fake. Donnie gives it 10. And that was it. I do see if you're adding, if you don't care about story and characters and plot, it'll be a 5 for production quality and stuff. But the whole thing, right? It all comes into play.
Mm-hmm.
And overall, I asked in the last poll, would you say this is a successful episode overall, whatever that means to you? No, 74%.
Damn.
So successful, not very good, but successful.
Nice. All right, guys. Thank you so much for joining us. Everyone that super chatted and PayPal, we love you.
Really do.
Come by Sunday and hang out with us and just have
Yes.
some fun.
Yes.
Yeah. But yeah.
Enjoy the video on Saturday.
Mhm.
Enjoy bonus bit on Sunday as well.
That's right. So until next time, everybody, he is Commander Calkins.
He's got a Foley.
Welcome to a world of color.
Bye, guys.
Bye, everybody.